we should start having people filtering in here in a little bit. Went ahead and normally during the week I'll put the Twitter spaces at 9 o'clock, but I want to do it 8:30. Tomorrow I'm not exactly sure what time the space is going to be. Tomorrow I'm not even sure what the topic is going to be, but we may have to do a post. We may be doing a post Marcel Jim Clyburn space tomorrow night too. See how this election cycle turns out. And everybody, we have our fingers crossed. Before I came in there, I received the message. They had, I guess you had a room full of a lot of immigrants, and they had this was like a special toast or something to Marcel losing. So they had like a picture of him losing or whatever and celebrating his defeat. So you got a bunch of different sides, a bunch of different factions and whatnot. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has, I guess, a hope on who's going to win or whatever. I'm hoping for a new start, a new agenda being put forth, kind of putting the old guard to bed. So we will definitely, like I said, we'll definitely see how everything goes tonight. Like I said, we may be having a post. This might be the first installment here. Tomorrow we might have a post-election Twitter space just to see how everything goes. Just to see how everything goes. I want to welcome you guys coming in tonight as well. This space was supposed to be about, I was going to be doing it about Deshaun Watson, the football player, and the rapper that got killed, and about no more Will Smith and Jada Pinkett topic. And I changed it at the last moment because I know how important this was. So if you guys see at the top where it says NFL Hip Hop Entertainment, I forgot to change that part. Like I said, this was supposed to be another space, but then I decided at the last moment that, hey, this topic here and this discussion tonight was a little bit more important than some of the other stuff was going on. Not to say that the other topic wasn't important, because it is important, but I just wanted to go ahead and try to get this space popping here, because like I say, I heard somebody say that they already have 100,000 votes already counted in, and they were saying that he possibly might be leading. Now, I don't know this for a fact, so I'm just saying that, but this is what I heard. I hope to God that is true. Like I said, but 100,000 votes is still a pretty small number, so got to kind of just wait and see how everything is going to play out. Tomorrow is going to be, as they say, Judgment Day, and you got somebody. Clyburn's been in office since 1993, I believe, so he is the Democrat favorite. He is the one being backed by big money, and the title of the topic is, can Marcel pull off the win? So this is kind of like a Samson and Goliath type battle. Out of nowhere, he came in from the grassroots, and he just skyrocketed. I mean, everybody took to Marcel. They took to the agenda. They took to the B1 mindset. They loved the straightforwardness of him. They loved his concepts and his ways of pushing a black agenda, which is something that you rarely ever see in terms of politics today. So it's just one of those things, we're going to wait and see how everything goes, and we're definitely hyped up to see how everything is going to go. So all you guys in space, I see we got a lot of our usuals in, so definitely glad to have you guys in. We're going to chop it up tonight. I don't want y'all to be shy. I don't want y'all to be scared. I want y'all to speak up and say how you feel. And as always, one of my favorites, one of my usuals in the house, Ray, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's going on to all the family? What's going on? I wanted to ask this question. I'm really hoping that Brother Marcel absolutely does win, because it will send a message to the Democrats. But have we thought about, if he does win, what's the next step? If he doesn't win, what's the next step? Could you speak on that? Todd or DJ, were y'all able to hear me when I said that?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Ray. I had my mic muted. I'm sorry.
Okay, just wanted to make sure the space wasn't getting messed up.
Yeah, all good, Ray. What's going on? What's going on, Tyler? What's up, everybody? Black Purse, Reparations up.
DJ, let me go ahead. I'm gonna get to that, Ray, though. DJ, but I'm gonna go ahead and make you the co-host again. But you're right, Ray. To me, I think it's a win-win situation. I think even if he loses, as long as it's a hard-fought battle, let's just say he doesn't get blown out, but it's a decisive win for Clyburn. Well, here's the thing: Clyburn is old. Clyburn ain't got much time left in terms of being a House congressman, and not only that, but he just appealed to the masses. This is somebody. Most of us don't even live in South Carolina. How often do you see a state election in terms of a black candidate that catches the imagination of black people all across the country? So just from that simple standpoint, that I can't really remember an election in my time where black people from all over, the United States, and I'm not talking about a national election. I'm not even talking about like somebody being running for governor. You talk about a congressman. I don't know if I've ever seen it in my lifetime where you had somebody who was a newcomer, somebody who wasn't even a politician come up, and he just hit a spark with black people all over the country. So I think it's a win-win situation. I think, I definitely don't want to put it out there and say, well, if he loses, because I believe he can pull it off, but let's say he does lose, he's still young. Clyburn is old. And not only that, the people that did not know who he was before, they know who he is now. So I think it sets up another run. And a run that he would definitely, Clyburn, I don't think will be able to hold him off, especially at the age he's at now. So the Democrats will have to go find him another boy and put up the. Go ahead, Ray.
Now, I was wondering, did the family see it's been a while, but Clyburn was asked, I believe it was by Fox News, after Biden won the election. They said something to the notion of, well, Senator, well, what do you want? He was like, well, I don't want nothing. I'm just glad to be a part of the process. That should really tell people, what his true intentions are. If he's been in power for 30 years and he can't stand on his record, that should tell everyone everything they really need to know. I'm like you. I absolutely hope the brother wins. I really do. I'm supporting him 100%, even though I do disagree with him on obviously some 2A issues. I guess we can work that out later. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to see if anyone has actually heard him say that out of his own mouth. He said that he didn't want anything. They gave him a softball question, and he dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, I heard him say. I heard people mention that he said something similar to that. So I did hear that. I'm trying to think that they was asking basically he said. I mean, he does a lot of this catfish nugget type talk and what points and whatnot. But I definitely heard that. But like I say, to me, I feel like like I say, I feel like even if he loses tonight, and I don't want to put that out there, but like I say, to me, I think he's a winner either way. I think that he set the stage for something huge here, and like I say, at first, if you don't succeed, try again. And I believe, like I say, I believe that he has a grassroots movement behind him that even if he's denied this first time up, he's gonna be coming. Quadra, go ahead and unmute your mic and speak, man.
What's going on, News? What's up, DJ? What's up, Ray? What's up to the people down in the chat? What's going on? Hopefully everybody's having a good night. To answer the question, Marcel Dixon versus Jim Clyburn. Can Marcel pull off the win? I really hope he could, man. I feel like he can. He got a lot of momentum behind him. We're supporting him. The grassroots is supporting him. He's the first of his kind to come out for us in a while. I think the last person who came out and spoke for Freedmen's issues, Foundation Black American, ADOS issues. I don't think I was even born when the last person came out for us. So it's definitely been a while. To answer you guys' question about Jimbo Jangles saying that he doesn't want nothing, I heard it. I saw the interview myself. This man said he wants nothing. I'm just glad that we won, and that's all. I just want my kids to have a chance at doing well in the future or something like that in the country. Some BS. It was very, very Sambo-ish. So yeah, I think hopefully Marcel can do it.
Absolutely. Everybody that's in the space, please go ahead and tweet out the space of your followers. To me, I don't think we can really grasp how monumental or upset this would be. Like I say, I don't think anybody in our lifetime has seen anything like that in terms of a black politician. This would be monumental. This would be huge. This would be something that we've never seen before. And like I say, if he's able to pull this off, just a domino effect of what's going to happen nationally, the type of just the type of candidates that it'll probably start to inspire to come out and hey, if Marcel can do it, we can do it too. And I think, like I said, I just think it'll be a domino effect. I think that it would inspire a bunch of different type of candidates. I mean, that's something the Democrat Party doesn't want. The Democrat Party likes having somebody up there like Clyburn and like what's her name, Maxine Waters and some of the other ones that's out there, Cory Booker and the rest of them, to have somebody that comes in there that's going to have a black first mindset, that don't mind telling you about it, letting you know exactly where he stands. That's scary as hell, the Democrats. That's scary as hell because they know that black people don't ask for anything. And they know if they do ask for something that they're going to let it go. They may ask you right here and right now, within a month or two later, hey, once they get you in office, they know black people are not going to stick with it. Now you got a candidate that can stick with it, that's willing to put that grind on there, who's not a politician by trade, but by just a regular layperson who sees and who goes through most of the stuff that you and I go through. So yeah, that's kind of inspirational. Like I say, this upset here, this would be the biggest upset in terms of black politics. I don't know, man. Like definitely in my lifetime. Like I know Obama, you'd have to say the Obama presidency, having somebody that was black apparently or allegedly or whatever become president would have been like the biggest shocking in it, because none of us really thought that you would ever have a black person or a biracial person being president. But just like I say, in terms of the local politician, he doesn't even live in my state. He doesn't live in most of y'all's state, and everybody in here done connected with him. So I mean, that's just something, like I said, we don't see often. That's something that I've never seen before. I can't ever remember the national grassroots of black people getting behind the candidate like that. And let's give credit to the digital era that we live in. 20 years ago, this wouldn't be possible. 20 years ago, most of us on here would not know who he was. We may have read about him in the newspaper or something like that, but we wouldn't know who he was. We would just like, hey, okay, we hear this guy's running against Jim Clyburn in South Carolina, though he's going to get killed. And it'd be that. But now we like, hey, because of the internet, because of YouTube, because of Twitter, because of Facebook, because of the digital era age that we live in, everybody's able to connect and everybody's been able to play a part in getting him notoriety, giving him a push, giving him a platform, giving him a voice. And he's used that to his advantage. He's used that voice to magnify it 1,000 times. So, yeah, he's been the real deal, man. I mean, I have to give him that. DJ, I see you had your hand up. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, peace again, everybody. Apologize. I'm just in the background sharing the chat room. Hopefully try to bring some more people up to just talk about what's going on. So basically, can Marcel pull off the win? Hell yeah, he the champ. I don't care, you know what I mean? 5-0 right now on all these spaces. He about to get in there and sock it to Clyburn, real good. We ain't got no choice but to manifest this in the spiritual domain too as well. Let's get it, man. What's up, Quadid too, my boy?
Absolutely. I'm going to let Melrose go, and then Ray and Quadid, y'all go ahead.
Peace, family. Can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can. What's going on, fam?
In the words of the legendary Marcel Dixon himself, protections, reparations, and one of the most important, deportations. If he wins, we continue to back him. We continue to push for deportations and, of course, reparations and the anti-black hate crime protection bill. And if he loses, we still continue to push all of that through him. We ignore Clyburn because all Clyburn's going to do is buck dance for the Democrats and take care of the Mexicans and the immigrants coming in. So if he wins, it's up. If he loses, we still continue to, of course, push him, protect him, back him, and, continue to cultivate these candidates throughout the country because there's other Marcel Dixons coming up. Right now, he's just the main prominent one. And let's just feel good about it. I'm looking for a W. I'm in the spirit of winning. And I just feel like we're going to do good with Marcel winning.
like I say, a victory by him would shake this nation to its core. It would really get the bejesus out of the Democratic Party, because now they're gonna have somebody that they're gonna have to deal. And then not only that, but they're gonna see an avalanche of Marcel types coming at them, something that they have not seen since the Black Power movement, and it's gonna absolutely scare the hell out of them. So let's please, like I say, and to me, I feel like this here. I feel even like I said, and I don't like to put it out there, let's say he's not successful on this first bid. I believe that the man is so tenacious and so motivated that he's not going to quit. He's not going to be denied. Like I say, he has a person in front of him that's past his prime, that's washed, a person that does not relate to most of the people that's around in his voting block. So I definitely, like I say, I definitely feel like he's going to come on. He's going to do it. He's going to get it going. Whether he's victorious his first time, to me, like I say, he's already set the stage. He's already done something that nobody thought he could have done. He has showed also that there's a new era in terms of how you market politics, how you market your campaign. So I'm definitely, like I say, I'm definitely hyped up. I'm definitely happy. I'm definitely glad that Marcel came on the scene, and I believe that he's going to deliver.
Yeah, I feel good. And not only do they have to deal with politicians like Marcel, but they have to deal with us, his backing. And eventually, of course, it's B1, FBA first, but other people, they're going to start, falling into line with what we're doing. They're going to start seeing like, oh, shit, we got to follow these FBAs. And that goes for not just the immigrants. Everybody's an immigrant. That goes for the dominant society as well. The little remnant that's going to be here because they're dying out. Not just are the coons like Clyburn. Not only are they dying out, but his paymasters are dying out as well. So this new generation, like moving forward, this is the future. Marcel, that's the future. FBA, Black empowerment, reparations, deportation, and just getting everything in order. That's the future. Newstoter, once again, congratulations on your platform. I'm going to continue to tune in and support it, and I'm going to drop down and listen in.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Like I say, we're small, but we're growing. We're growing thanks to you guys right there. We're closing in on close to 7,000 Twitter followers, so we'll be cracking that number very, very soon. And like I said, we're growing, and we're growing strictly because of you guys. You guys go ahead and you support us, and as long as you guys continue to support us, we're going to continue to keep taking it to that next level. Like I say, go to the website, support the content. Today, Newstoter posted about 23 articles. So if you guys have not been to the profile page on Twitter, go ahead. We laced it with plenty of content for you guys. Go ahead and click through one of them articles, scroll down, click through one of them articles, and I'm sure you're going to find something worthwhile. By the end of this week, we're on Monday. By the time we hit Friday, we're going to have over 100 articles posted from Newstoter. So that's how we do it. And we put out that content. You guys know it because you like it. You retweet it. You give us comments. And let me just go ahead and say, without tooting my own horn, Newstoter was the first Black Black-owned outlet to go ahead and endorse Marcel. And he would tell you that himself. You remember he was on this space here before, but we were the first Black outlet to endorse him. So, there's definitely a kinship that I have with the brother. And like I say, definitely, I'm on pins and needles for tomorrow myself, man. I'm going to be checking, trying to see, okay, like, come on, Marcel, come on. You got to do it. You got to do it. I see we got a couple hands up. Ray, I believe.
Hey, it's real quick, just to piggyback off of what Melrose said. Everybody, just look in the Jumbotron real quick and retweet that. Also, what you could do to just go to his page and everybody right now go donate $1 to Marcel. Blow his little wallet up. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, everybody go do that and share this Newstoter thing, because this is for all of us. We need to get in there. So we have to pretend that we are Marcel. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, running against Clyburn or Slotburn. Go ahead, y'all. Go share this. Go donate $1 right now. I'm about to get on it. Let's go.
And thank you, Miss Deborah, for your donation to Newstoter. Miss Deborah always supports the content, whether she's making a donation or she's just leaving a comment or just some positive reinforcement. So thank you, sis. I definitely appreciate that. Also, I can't remember who's next. Ray or Quad?
You call Ray, then Quad there. Go ahead.
Okay, Quad. Okay, Ray, go ahead.
No, just to answer the question, I absolutely think he can pull off the win. So I just definitely wanted to put that out there. And if the family didn't know, yesterday, I believe it was yesterday evening, yesterday night, they had a Twitter space that was 7 hours long. And the whole time they were just slandering this brother. So yes, they are definitely afraid.
Who was? Hey, who was, Ray? Who was? I didn't hear you.
I just know some, I would just say Democratic operatives were holding a space that was 7 hours long. You guys know I get up super early, 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning for work, so there's no way I'm going to stay up for that. But I heard about it. It was like, yeah, it was 7 hours long, and they just were slandering the brother, saying, here's all this misinformation. And then there was this guy, I guess he went viral. His name was Too Sassy. I forget what his name was, but I'll send you the DM. He actually blocked me because he was talking about a whole bunch of just nonsense. I said, but I was going to say this, DJ. You wanted to send money to Brother Marcel. Could you put his Cash App or something on the Megatron for people that want to try to donate to him?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, you just go to his website and it'll link you to wherever it need to link to as far as donations. But I will do that, though. Good idea, brother.
Also, let me just go ahead and thank Nori and thank DJ for their cash apps as well and supporting this new black media, support Newstoter. I appreciate it. You guys, I'm going to also later on, I'm going to put in the YouTube channel. So you guys go ahead and follow us on YouTube. And also I'm going to put in the link to the newsletter on the site. So if you guys have not subscribed to the Newstoter newsletter, it's free. Go ahead, and I'm going to put that link in a second so you can go ahead and subscribe to it. All you got to do is put in your email address. You'll get a confirmation email from us. Click that link, and you subscribe just that quick. You don't need to put in your name or nothing else, just your email address. Click the link for verification, so we're just making sure you're not a spam bot, and that'll be it. Quadra, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I wanted to know if you guys seen the interactions Marcel's been having lately with Jim Clyburn's daughter on Twitter. Now, like Ray said, they're definitely scared. They be holding all these spaces, and Jim Clyburn's daughter is attacking Marcel, trying to stick up for her pop-up. And we all started asking the questions. We're like, "Oh, your pops had like 30 years to do something for us. How come? Why was he bootlicking for so long?" And also, I wanted to know. We also want to know, why can't Clyburn get on Twitter and defend himself? How come he never wanted to debate Marcel? So, Clyburn's on the ropes he's running, and that's a good sign for us, and definitely a good sign for Marcel. I think he could do it. And even if he doesn't pull it off, like you said, Toter, it's going to be a win regardless. You.
Oh yeah, like I say, to me, it's already set the stage for even bigger things to come. Like I say, even if he's unable to quite get there to the mountaintop, I believe he'll be damn near close the next time. I believe that he now, because you got to think of it, before he was an unknown. Now he has tens of thousands of supporters across the nation. So it's a big difference now. I mean, his name is out there. People know him, and he's the type of brother. He's gonna stay active. He's still gonna be pushing the agenda. He's still gonna remain active in local politics in his city, in his state, in his district, as well as voicing his concern about national issues and stuff like that. So to me, he's a rising star. But he's a type of rising star that really scares Democrats. You got to look at it, man. I mean, Jim Clyburn has never had a serious challenger in his 30-some years in South Carolina. I mean, he pretty much mollywops folks. So the fact of the matter that he's having a real issue here, like Carter said, that the daughter is nervous. You got to be nervous. Now, normally, how often do they have to bring out the vice president or somebody at that level for him in a district that he has dominated? But the fact that you got to bring out Harris and all of this other stuff lets you know that they're a little bit uneasy about how this thing is going. They don't want to lose him. They do not want to lose Clyburn, because Clyburn played a major role in helping Biden secure South Carolina. Think about it now. If the Democrats, Marcel knocks off Clyburn, and now the Democrats got to come crawling on their knees to somebody like him. Imagine how humbling that is. Imagine how embarrassing that is. Imagine how they would absolutely detest and hate that. That would really piss them off to a level that they haven't been pissed off before. They do not want to see Clyburn. They want to see Clyburn stay in that seat until he basically dies. They don't want to see anybody come there and replace him. Clyburn does the bidding. Clyburn does the job. He helps get black people to vote, kind of like Stacey Abrams. And know what I'm saying? He doesn't ask for anything in return. They are perfectly fine with that situation like that. As long as they have Clyburn there, they know that they don't have to give black people or do anything. Let me just read a couple statistics about Clyburn's, and this was taken back in 2019. Okay, his district, his congressional district 6. This is 2019 stats, so things have changed. That's 3 years ago, but it says that his district had a median annual income of $41,128. That is less than the national median income of $65,712. So you can see the amount of money, the type of money that his people make in his actual district. 24% of the people in his district lived underneath the poverty line. Out of 621,000, 150,000. Okay, the national average for poverty in this country is 12.3. So the people in his district was twice as much under poverty than the national average. The bulk of the people in his district are black. So that means most of the people that's suffering, most of the people that's not making any money, most of the people that's behind are black people. Black people are suffering the most in his district. So when you think about stuff like that, let's look at the houses, what the houses are actually worth in the median property value. Back in 2019, the average house in that district that he's in charge of was worth $114,700. The national average at that time was $240,500. So those are just a little bit of stats that we're throwing out. I mean, under his leadership, I don't see anything positive that he's done. He signed bills and stuff. He's helped to sign bills and all this other stuff for people of color and minority groups and this and that. But he turns almost white as Casper when you start talking about specifically doing something for black people. Like, oh no, why are you bringing this up? The same way Raphael Warnock was buck dancing when he was down there in Georgia when the people put him on the spot and asked him about affirmative action. I mean, not affirmative action, I'm sorry, about reparations. He just completely ignored what the dude was saying, just went to a whole nother topic. So these people, these black people are pretty much trained, man. They know what to talk about and what not to talk about. And they try to steer clear of a black agenda as much as possible because they were told, like those WikiLeaks that Tariq and the rest of them said, they were told that, hey, when it comes to black people, promise them nothing. Sit there, listen, be polite, be nice, but don't you ever dare promise these people anything. We don't want to have to make a promise to them at all whatsoever. Go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say, Brother Marcel, he has something that Jim Clyburn doesn't, and that's the support of the grassroots. Because let's be honest, not a lot of young people really, we're not going to support him. We really don't. It's just that older generation. And, within, let's just say 10 to 15 years, that's going to shift. We're going to be the majority. We're going to, we're making power moves. And I really respect what the brother's doing. And like you said, win, lose, or draw, this is going to put more people, it's going to encourage more people to step up.
Bro, we already the baby boomers already are no longer the most powerful group in terms of voting bloc. I believe it's the is it the millennials? I think they actually outnumber them now. The baby boomers used to be the biggest group of people in this country, but they're no longer that case. Here's a problem that we have when we have these type of elections, when we have midterms and state election and local elections. We as black people, we generally tend to only come out when it's national elections. So if you got the kind of turnout, let's say that you have for a national election, but you had it for this election here, there's a good chance that Clyburn would get washed. But the fact of the matter is that our people generally for whatever reason seem to only come out, really only care really about the national elections, which is crazy because a lot of power and whatnot is actually dealt on the local level, state level. And that's what we have to start looking at if you're going to vote. If you see somebody that's worth voting for, if there's tangibles on the table, if you know what I'm saying, if there's somebody talking about something, doing something for you and your people, that's something that we have to really look into. Quadrille, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I just want to touch on with, the last thing that you just said. You know, a lot of the powers in the local elections. Now, I think a lot of us were uneducated, didn't know that there was, you know, lots of power within the local elections. And I say that because I'm guilty. I didn't know that until like a few years ago. Most likely like 4 years ago. So I'm public enemy number one with that, as far as I'm knowing. So I've just learned it. Yeah. So you know, but I think you know a lot of us are getting that info and getting that education. So I think that's another reason why you know we see in turnouts like this. You know, for people like Marcel. You know, like you. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ken. I'm sorry. I had my mic mute, man. I have to remember to take that mic off of mute. But yeah, we've always put more credence into the actual national elections and whatnot. And like I say, the national elections don't do it on the local level for us. If you're looking for state funding and all that other stuff, and we really have to start paying attention to these things like that. And like I said, to me, I feel like he's already won. Like I say, now will that show up tomorrow? I don't know, but I feel like he's won in so many ways that you just can't put it on paper, on pen and paper. And he's won. He's won the heart of the grassroots. He's won the heart of the forgotten class and whatnot. And like I say, and out there also, you see in California, Karen Bass is having a hard time. People now are trying to blame black people in L.A. for her possibly, you know, she's in a dog race with Caruso, whatever his name is out there. But people are trying to blame that you know the black people aren't voting for Democrats and this and that and yada yada yada. So she's having a hard time out there. And you know, of course, the number one culprit for the blame is going to always be black men. Like whenever Democrats lose or something like that, it's always black men's fault. Like black men didn't stick to the script and they didn't support enough and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. So you can kind of see the impact, and I will give Ice Cube credit for that. And I think even Snoop Dogg was saying that he's endorsing. He's not endorsing her and stuff like that. Now you have some candidates that you have some big stars like Don Cheadle, I believe, and some of the other ones are endorsing her, but it's a movement all around the country, man. It's like happening everywhere. People are like getting tired of the same old. They're getting tired of you asking questions and asking for tangibles, and you have all this evasive type speak coming back. The people asking you for something, and you're changing the subject, and you're twisting it, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're putting adding different groups in there, and all this other stuff. It's finally getting to the point now that you're starting to have younger black people, and I give credit to the millennials and the what's the group under the millennials, Generation Z. I'm starting to give them credit because they are starting to hold some of these people's feet to the fire. They are starting to make them, you know, responsible for their actions and whatnot, a lack of action. So let's give credit to them. Let's also give credit to a good number of the Generation X. I mean, not all of Generation X is on code, but you know, enough of us are. So let's give credit to that. And like I say, and we're going to see, we're going to find out tomorrow. Because like I say, I'm thinking about seriously holding this space. I want to hold a space. I think we're all going to have our fingers crossed. I want to hold a space and see exactly how this thing is going to turn out. And I may have to hold a space about it tomorrow too. So this may be part one or part two. Who knows? So anybody that wants to speak to, also don't be afraid to raise your hand if you got something to say or whatever. Go ahead and like I say, raise your hand. We're trying to hear everybody's opinion tonight. We want to hear what everybody thinks about Marcel Chance. Even if you say, I think Marcel's going to win, I think it's going to be close. Hey, just go ahead and voice your opinion or whatever. And also, anybody that's in the actual space tonight, please go ahead and tweet out this link to your followers so we can go ahead and get more people even in the space than we have right now. Like I said, I'm all for black empowerment. I'm all for the Black First agenda. I'm all for securing resources and tangibles and providing a future for the youngsters and stuff that's going to be following us all. So, and in order to do that, you have to have people in place that really, you know, can represent you to the fullest. And I think, like I say, I think we have that candidate. But like I say, he can't be the only candidate. We need other candidates as well. And I think he will inspire other candidates to come out And that's the main thing with anything. I mean, just the inspiration that he's provided and whatnot. And like I say, everybody took to him. You got people, you got celebrities and stuff that know him. And you got celebrities that had him on their shows. And you got, I mean, the grassroots, like I say, the fact that Kamala Harris had to come to South Carolina and to, you talk about a man who's been in Congress for 30 years and she had to come in there and campaign for him, lets you know that all ain't well. That, I mean, it's some serious worrying on that side. And like somebody was saying that, I guess when he was at the fish fry or whatever, people was asking Clyburn about reparations. You know, I don't know how true this is. They talk about Clyburn was out there cursing and carrying on, like, don't ask me no goddamn question about no rep. Like, so he's a little bit shaken. He's a little bit shook. Like I said, he's not used to this. He's not used to the fight. This is always Clyburn. Generally, whoever his opponent is comes out there and gets knocked out in one round. He gets like old Mike Tyson. He lasts maybe a round and he's done. And now he has a live fight on his hand, and he's shook. He's upset. So, and like you said, they've been trying to slander Marcel. And when we get this close to election time and people start coming out with all this stuff like that, they're trying to slander this man, this and that. I saw they threw another black dude up in there before, trying to hope that he would go ahead and take some of the votes away too. So there's a lot of panic on the Democrat side right now. Like I said, the Democrats do not want to deal with this dude here. They do not want to have any kind of relationship with him. They don't want to have to go through him to get South Carolina, which is still a crucial state in the South. South Carolina, the fact that Clyburn was able to secure that for Joe Biden was just almost as important as securing Georgia. So we got to see exactly how this is going to go. Ray, go ahead and take your mic off of mute. You there, Ray? See, Ray got his hand up, but I'm not sure if his mic might you there, Ray? Okay, I think Ray looks like he may be trying to connect again. So yeah, DJ, you got anything you want to add to it, man? While Ray tries to reconnect. Looks like Ray is giving me the hand signal that I guess he's going to be trying to, okay, he's requesting to come back on. So let's see if we can go ahead and get him back on so he can speak. These Twitter spaces, man, they have some bugs still to sort out. I tell you that much. Lord have mercy. Like, goodness. I see Nas is up in the spot too. Like I say, man, we got a good amount of people in here that's knowledgeable about the situation and whatnot. So, like I say, I don't want anybody to be shy tonight. This is something that since April, Marcel really came on the radar and whatnot, and he's been tearing it up since then. So, yeah, everybody, like anybody that has anything that they want to chime in and add, please go ahead and feel free to add anything. And anybody that's in the space, if you haven't already tweeted out the space, go ahead and tweet out the space. Ray, go ahead and unmute your mic.
I'm sorry about that, family. I got randomly dropped, so I had to come back in. I just wanted to, kind of carry on from what you were saying. The brother, it was a black authority that posted that space, and they were talking about, they were at this fish fry, and someone that came up to him and asked, and they said, brother, what's going on with reparations? And he was like, man, why y'all fucking with me about reparations? I'm the only one doing the damn bill. And it's like, okay, the bill you're talking about is HR 40, which is a study. It's not even reparations. And the fact that it's been sitting for 30 years should really tell us. I mean, I don't understand how people aren't getting that. It's been sitting for 30 years.
Yeah, he's another one that lives in La La Land. I mean, you can't tell him, like, when you start getting these politicians, Joe Biden will tell you how much he done did for black people. So that lets you know how much full of BS they are. And when you got Joe Biden sitting up here, who's a pure segregationist, a person who signed some of the most damaging bills in the history of this country in terms of its impact on black people, and he'll sit up here in a heartbeat and he'll tell you, like he told us before, like, you ain't black if you don't vote for him. So Joe Biden will sit up here and tell you in a heartbeat that nobody's done more for you than him. So, I mean, it's not surprising that Clyburn, like you say, this HR 40 thing, people are like, I'm getting tired of hearing about studies and reports and analysis and all this other dumb stuff. You don't take all of this. When they get ready to sign, they didn't have to study anything for that Asian hate bill. They went up there after a month of Asians getting roughed up. They didn't sit. They didn't lollygag. They went up there and they went ahead and they signed something for them. Ukraine, as soon as Ukraine...
They doing stuff for non-citizens. Non-damn citizens are getting stuff before us.
Agreed. Look at Ukraine. How many, by the time it's all said and done, how many trillion you think the U.S. is going to give Ukraine?
Oh, and I'm actually glad you brought that up because Biden was asked about that. Someone said something to the notion of, Mr. President, you're giving out $30 million here, $100 million here. Like, how long can the U.S. continue to just support this? And he said, we can do this for a long, long time. That just lets you know, out of his own mouth, they got the money. They just don't want to give it up.
It's like, and Nas, I'm going to get ready to kick it to you in a second. Let me get this last point. It's like I said yesterday in the space. I remember at the start of the pandemic, and I remember them going ahead and they saying that, hey, we're gonna give banks $1 trillion a day. They started printing up $1 trillion a day for banks to do business in this country. So I don't want to hear that nonsense that you don't have it. I don't want to hear about inflation. I don't want to hear about any of that other stuff. You got it. It just, you don't want to spend it on a certain group of people. And it's not like you're giving these people anything. We have given you everything. You owe this. Go ahead, Nas, and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I like the title of the room, so I had to join. And I wanted to say, it's okay. That was the robocall people for Marcel. But basically, and I'm just the way that I'm thinking, right? So it's not like anybody else. It's just my way of thinking. The way I look at it, we have 4 possible outcomes. I do think that Marcel has a great chance to win, right? The voter turnout is up. And usually when the voter turnout is up and you have someone primarying someone, that usually goes in the favor of the person, primarying the other person. But we have 4 outcomes. No matter what the outcome is, we have to push forward, And so that's what, because we're, at least for me, because I'm so close to this and y'all are so close to this, I want to make sure that mentally we can handle whatever comes tomorrow, right? In an ideal situation, the first outcome is a knockout punch. We just blast him out of the water, right? That's a great situation. The second option is a runoff. I don't know, maybe he doesn't get 50% and we go into a runoff. That's also a good situation, right? More press, and obviously he's a real threat. The other 2 options, which I don't talk about much, is let's say he gets something like, 15%, 20%, but Clyburn, still wins. At that point, you could say, okay, to go from not being in politics to getting that's incredible. And we still got to push him. We'll figure out some other method. Is there a way for us to do a write-in? Do we just wait to run him in 2024? Or whatever we're going to do, right? We don't have another plan. Now, the 4th option, the worst option, let's say he gets something like 5% of the vote, right? And I don't think he's going to get that low, but let's say that happened. In my mind, I have to say, well, shit, we must have miscalculated somewhere, right? Because we've been doing so much stuff. There's something like we must have underestimated this task. But whatever, let's say we get 5%, the worst outcome. We take everything that we've learned, we take the donor list, we take everybody who's supporting Marcel, and we run his ass again. Because one of the guys who was on the campaign, Lloyd, when he's talking about policy with me, and he brought up, you remember, Obama ran the first time, got his ass kicked. And then the second time, he had the donor list, he had name recognition, he ran again, he went to the Senate. 2 years later, he became the president. So the thing is, no matter what outcome it is, the momentum is with us. And so, but I just want to mentally prepare people for all the outcomes, right? Because we can't afford to be discouraged no matter where it lands. You know what I'm saying? And even let's say we do a knockout punch and it's going to feel great, but at the same time, we got to get to work. Like some of y'all, man, y'all better start writing some legislation. I will be writing some legislation. I mean, for real, it don't matter what the outcome is. We got more work to do after, we rest for a little bit. It's time to get back to work. So I just wanted to say, I do think he can win. If I allow myself to think that he's going to just knock it out the park automatically, I'm not going to work as hard between now and tomorrow at 7 p.m. So that's why I'm kind of like, I think he's going to win, but shit, we're going to work as hard as we can, and make sure it happens. Make that extra call. Tell you whoever you got to tell. Do whatever you got to do. Thank you for letting me talk.
And that's what we were just talking about, brother, before you came in here, was that to me, like I said, I think it's a win-win situation. I think even if he falls short, that he has become such a grassroots star that his stock has gone up. Before, like you said, he was unknown. Now he's known to tens of thousands of people. He's known to people, like I say, he's known to people from different states. And like I say, we were talking about this earlier. Give credit to the digital age, because of social media. 20 years ago, this wouldn't have been possible. Now because of Twitter, because of YouTube, because of Facebook, because of all of these social media sites that you have tens of thousands, millions of people on, he's known, he's a commodity. And like I say, I just don't see that going anywhere, because he's the type of brother, he's going to keep himself acclimated around the agenda. He's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And like you were saying, that depending on the vote and this and that, I think the vote is going to be pretty decent. And the reason I think that is that you don't bring in the vice president of the United States unless you're a little bit worried. And they're worried. If they knew this was a slam dunk deal, Kamala Harris ain't coming to no South Carolina for no Jim Clyburn. But the fact of the matter that this isn't a slam dunk deal, people are worried. So people, they're a little bit scared. They're a little bit troubled. They don't like what they're seeing here. So like I say, I think that he has won the heart of the grassroots, and I think that he has the intelligence and the drive to stay around. He's definitely, he loses. You still got to put him back out there in 2024, 2026, whenever it is. You have to put him back out there. You can't let him just go, because now, like I say, he has a fan base. He has supporters. He has followers. He has a grassroots movement behind him. And not only that, the man that he's going against, as each year passes, Jim Clyburn is he's getting longer and longer in the tooth. So how much longer is he going to be able to hold off this young lion? It ain't going to be much longer. And like I say, I believe that this is going to be a pretty close election. And like I say, win, lose, or draw, I think that he's done the job, and I think that he has the attention of people nationally. Like I said, I can't remember in my lifetime ever seeing an election, a state election where you have somebody in a whole nother state. How many of us don't even live in South Carolina and we're supporting this man here? I can't remember nationally, like, black people on a grassroots level getting behind any candidate that was running for Congress, in a whole different state that they didn't live in. That just didn't happen. But now you have that happening. So, like I said, he definitely has my support, and I know he has the support of everybody that's in this room. I saw some immigrants before I came here. Somebody sent me a picture. I think it might have been Freedman News or something. Somebody posted a damn picture. You had immigrants up here talking about the pre-toast celebration of Marcel losing and this and that. So it's going to be so much hate going on one way or another, man. I'm just going to sit back and observe this thing tomorrow. And I'm going to have my eye to my phone, looking to see, checking updates and whatnot, just, trying to see what's going on in this thing here. Okay.
Can I say something real quick about that?
Go ahead.
I would say that if you think about it, we're running a decentralized political campaign, right? I've never seen anything like it myself. So that's why in my mind, that's how I look at it, a decentralized political campaign. Most of us don't even live in South Carolina, and people just pitch in when they can. You know what I mean? Like Eric, he pitched in earlier, and now he helped me with the robocalls. He kind of disappeared and then reappeared. So that's why I say it's like a decentralized political campaign, and I think it's very powerful. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to leave the stage. Thanks.
No doubt, brother. And if you could, go ahead and please tweet out the space to your followers. That would also help us get a little bit more people up in here. Kai, so you got your hand up.
Yeah, what's up, Todd, everybody? Peace and Nazi. This DJ right here, this is my other page. This is where I'll be on my Techie Tech Twitter. Try to ban the brother real quick on the seg one, know what I mean? So it is what it is, though. But I'm over here now, though.
Absolutely. And like I say, anybody that also wants to chime into the conversation, please don't be afraid, y'all. Go ahead and just chime in, and anything that you have to say, it will be respected in this space. I understand, like I say, that a lot of us, we have hope for this brother. I have hope for him. I think that, like I said, I think that he will do great things, especially if he gets into office. I know him and Tamara, they kind of run on the same platform, and and she went down a few weeks ago. But like I say, I do believe that he is he's highly motivated, and I think that he definitely has the goods to go ahead. He has the goods, and he has a mindset, and he has the determination and the grit. And you have to have some grit behind you too if you're gonna be in politics, because there's nothing but mudslinging. And like I say, as we got close to election time, you see the mudslinging taking place now. So go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, for sure on that. Yeah, I'm getting like a whole bunch of texts about some chick saying she about to go in on Marcel tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to put that in the jumbotron. We're gonna have to run interference even post-election. You see what I'm saying?
She talk about she gonna go in on Mark. What chick is this here?
Hold on, I'm about to try to get it in the jumbotron because I'm on my other page. I got you.
I don't listen. I don't even want to hear that magpie shit. Really, forgive my French or whatever. No, we not even gonna even pay that no mind. Like, this is just another hater. Somebody up here trying to hate or whatever. Let's not even worried about this. That's magpie behavior. I'm not even finna even give it no attention here. That's just somebody that, I mean, for whatever reason, like I say, you can tell when people are scared as it gets close to the election time. Now here they go with the mudslinging, they throwing dirt, they throwing anything, hoping it sticks to the wall.
She just erased the space, yo. See that? Can't even see it.
I bet she did just erase the damn space. Yeah, there's just somebody up here trying to clout chase off of this man's name here. They don't have any skills. They don't have anything going for them. So they up here trying to gossip and spread lies and rumors and stuff like that. We're not even entertaining that in here. We consider this an intelligent space with intelligent people in here, motivated people in here trying to do something. Like I say, I'm not even trying to hear this. Like I said, I saw that somebody sent me that photo with the immigrants up there talking about having a champagne toast and whatnot when he lose. Okay, fine, whatever. Put it this way, whether he wins or lose or not, he still accomplished more than you ever have in your life. So, I mean, do something about that. You're not even like, no, that's one thing as black people. Sometimes we can't even entertain idiots, man. And that's something that we do too often. We entertain these idiots and we give them a platform and we give them a mouth. Just like T.S. Giselle today, I tweeted out my old tweet I think I had about Marcel and against Clyburn, and T.S. of course had to chime in and talk about, oh yeah, I'm going for Clyburn, which is your right to do. I'm not saying that, but we know a troll is a troll, and T.S. anytime that T.S. can come in and troll a subject or something like that, T.S. will come in there and troll a subject. So yeah, I'm not even entertaining that. I don't care about that. Like I say, this district, I know the people in this district, and I think the average age group based off of the 2019 stats in District 6, I think is the age group is around 39 or something. That's the average age. So I would definitely hope that the voters would have more in common with Marcel than say Clyburn. Does anybody know how old Clyburn is? Because I forgot to look up his age, but I know he's got to be getting up there. Ain't no spring chicken.
Yeah, I think he about to be I think he 82 or something like that right now. He about to be 83 real soon, I believe, from what I read.
This joke is 82 because I know Maxine Waters is like 83. Are you serious? Like, we let people, like, these people have like lifetime memberships to like be in Congress, man. Like, we supposed to be switching some of these people out here, man. We can't, and then that's not to say that you can't be older and still not have your wits and whatnot, but sometimes, man, you need an infusion of new blood, and we definitely need an infusion. We need to get rid of everybody in the Black Caucus and go ahead and move on. We need a new Black Caucus. To me, I honestly believe, because this is how I feel, and I don't want anybody who may be an immigrant or anything in this space, but I feel if we're talking about having a Black Caucus, that you need to be the descendant of slaves in this country. Because I promise you this here, if we was to go to Nigeria or we was to go to Jamaica or Haiti, any caucus or any political organization that you have that that's tied to the government, it's not going to be made up of a third of Black Americans. I'm sorry, it's not going to be. And that's one thing that we need to seriously look into. Like I say, when we're having organizations like this, the Black Caucus needs to be those who are actually descendants of slaves in this country. They need to be the ones that lead it. And I know that'll piss a lot of people off if you say that, because you have people saying, well, my family's been here 3-4 generations, and I'm Black just like you. And when the cops stop me, they don't see this and that. Yeah, that's all fine and good. But like I say, I cannot go to your country. I can't go anywhere in the diaspora and see people that's Black Americans that's made up in your politics. We're the only people in the diaspora. Think about it. We're the only people in the diaspora that had a president whose father was an immigrant, a vice president whose father was an immigrant. The people that's supposed to represent us in Congress, the Congressional Black Caucus, how many of those people are immigrants? Like I say, I'm not hating on anybody like that, but I'm just stating the obvious fact here that most of these places, most of these people and stuff like that, you're not going to go to Nigeria and the damn president father, the president of Nigeria, dad was born in America. They not having that. You're not going to go to Jamaica or Haiti or the Bahamas or any of these places and the damn vice president's father was born in America, was a Black American. People sit up there and they'll have a fit if you do that. So like I said, we definitely gotta see what's up with this, man. Quadre, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's up, Twitter? I agree with everything you just said. None of that would be a problem if they actually worked in our interest. If they weren't undermining us. You got Candace Owens up there spewing whatever. They don't have no Mars up there not doing anything for us. It's ridiculous. And like you said, we can't go anywhere and, be up in other people's politics. As a matter of fact, even over here, there's some countries, there's some groups of people who don't even like us, hoping on protests for their situations overseas. I know when some things were happening over there in the Middle East, there was like some Black guys protesting with them. And I don't know if they were FBA or not, but, the people told them, they was like, wait, why are you bringing this guy over here? He ain't one of us. So no one really wants us in their stuff. So I don't understand why we allow, people who aren't us to come in and represent us without vetting them, I yield.
We're the only people in the world that have built institutions. And when I'm talking about the only people in the world, I'm talking about Black people for a moment right now. We're the only Black people in the world that have built institutions where other Black people can come at and can study and can get educated. And that is not reciprocated. I don't see any exchange programs in some of these countries in the diaspora. I don't see any saying, hey, come to Ghana and y'all come up here and y'all can get a free education and y'all can get this and y'all can get that. So I don't see that, We're the only ones. We're the only ones in this country, in this world, I should say, that in terms of our entertainment, in terms of our culture, where we allow other Black people to come in and they can go ahead and infuse themselves in our culture. But at the same time, if we were to do that, they'll tell us quick, well, you're not Nigerian, you're not Igbo, you're not a Jamaican, you're not a Haitian, you're not this and that. We're the only people in the world that this can happen to. And now we've been bad-mouthed to the point that if we say anything about it, we're a bigot and we xenophobia and all this other garbage. None of the other Black people open the same doors to us that we open for them. And, like I say, to me, that's why I say the power structure in this country that we need to kind of start looking for ourselves. It was a time that you had Black immigrants that came here and they considered themselves Black first. I mean, I know that was a big discussion the other day, but I can tell you first and foremost, growing up in South Florida, I went to a Seventh-day Adventist church when I was a young boy, and the church was mostly made up of Caribbean people. And these people here, man, I'm gonna tell you, these people love me. They didn't see me as a Black man, and let me tell you something. This was in the mid to late '80s, so these people didn't see me, and they were actually what we consider close to upper class. I would say they probably back then in the late '80s, they probably was making anywhere from, I would say probably $75 to $100 a year. While my parents were working class, they weren't making that, But I used to go to church on Saturday, and they used to take me to their house. They wouldn't. I mean, I used to have to go to their house. I used to have to eat, go to church with them. They used to make me take a nap. I mean, you couldn't tell them that I wasn't part of their family. They were Jamaicans, but they were Black first. And somewhere along the line, that changed. Now, I grew up with some Caribbean cats that was Black first. But somewhere along the line in the late 90s, you started to kind of get a change of that. That demeanor, that attitude kind of started to change. Like I said, these people at this church, they would do anything for me. Anything. They didn't consider me a black American. They considered me a black person, and they considered themselves black. But somewhere in the late 90s, when we started whipping out all these flags and talking about this is my flag, this is my nationality, I'm black, but yet at the same time, I got a dual allegiance to this country over here. That's why I'm telling you, man, that you need to go ahead and we need to start putting people in office. We are the vast majority of black people in this country. The Black Caucus needs to look like us. It needs to look like us. It needs to resemble us. Like I say, we need to if we ever to get anybody in high power, we had a president who had an immigrant daddy. We got a vice president who don't know if she's Asian or she black, but when election time comes, she's black and all this other stuff. But when election time ain't around, she's Asian and all this other stuff. So we need to kind of get it together. We need to get our heads right, because right now we slipping. We need to hog as much power as we can. We need to be selfish for a change. Selfish with our own stuff. We need to start building, like you got little in Florida, we got little Haiti and you got little Cuba. Well, you need to have little Black America. You need to have Chocolate City. And until you get that, you're going to always be behind the 8 ball, behind every race, including your own. Big Joe, I see you got your hand up. You want to speak?
Yes, sir. What's up, Black Son? What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Yeah, I was just saying, I like what you said about with Florida. I got kinfolk down in Florida. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I'm old school. I'm Pan-African old school. But I remember a time that you say that I knew a lot of Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, all that, and we all was black back in the day, back in Brooklyn, late 70s and 80s. And like you said, I don't know what happened, but I know this, though. I don't care what they say. They black anyway. They just get manipulated by the white supremacy. That's what I say, man. And we black first, Black American. When it comes to reparations, we need to get it first. And I believe that Marcel, what's that, Dixon guy, I believe he'll be Clyburn. And the reason why I say that, because Clyburn ain't got no ground, man. He ain't did nothing from that. I got people that lives in South Carolina. He ain't did nothing for them people over the last 20-some years, man. And that's what I want to say, man. I like to study. Be quiet and just listen.
You broke up a little bit at the end, Big Joe. Could you just repeat like the last maybe 20 seconds of what you said? Because your phone kind of started breaking up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was just saying I like the space when you do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was just listening to get more information. I'm old school myself. I just listened to. I was said that the Dixon dude, Marcel Dixon, I believe he gonna beat Jim Clyburn. Clyburn gonna have no ground. I don't believe the man can really debate, man. Clyburn, man. That's all I wanted to say, though.
No problem. I appreciate you chiming in, man. Clyburn, Marcel was trying to get him to debate, but he was running, and he did his best. Like he had track shoes on. He didn't want none of that heat. He knew that he would be embarrassed. He didn't want to look bad in front of his voting block, so he went ahead and he evaded because he knew the issues that he was going to be asked, and he didn't want to look like a fool up there. So he went ahead and he evaded. He was able to hide. His party was able to hide him and put him in the corner and whatnot and protect him like they always do. So on his end, that was a smart move. Like, why debate somebody that you can't match up with, that you're not their equal? So he did the right thing. I don't blame him on that. If I knew somebody was going to wallop me too in a debate, I would try to stay clear of it and whatnot, especially when you're the favorite and you got everything to lose. And he had everything to lose, so he went ahead and it's a smart political strategy. When you can't match up with somebody, you don't go head up with them. So they did the right thing. They hit him and they pushed him back. He has a little fish fry and all this other stuff. He talks about what he did in the past and whatnot. And you got to remember, too, our people, we got a lot of black people now that are symbolic. And you got a lot of black people, because I heard them. I mentioned this to some people I know. I'm not going to say who they were, but I mentioned this. I said, well, there's this candidate that I'm supporting that's running against Jim Clyburn. Like, why he want to run against Jim Clyburn? Jim Clyburn been up there 30-some years. Why they trying to divide the black vote? Why they doing this? Leave Jim Clyburn alone. Jim Clyburn a good man. He done a lot for black people. So, yeah, man, you can't really... I just, like I say, with a lot of these older black people, and I know we got, and I'm not criticizing all old black people, older black people, because we have some black people that's older that are definitely riders and whatnot. But we got enough of them up here, man. That, like I say, like we take men and make gods out of them and whatnot. So we do that more than any other race. We would sit up here and somebody talk about somebody what they did 30, 40, 50 years ago. Like what you did 30, 40, 50 years ago was feed me. And I don't know what he did since the 90s. Tell me where's all this great legislation that he signed that has impacted the life of black people, that has made it so much better. Like, please show me. I mean, point this out. Point out two things that he's done in terms of the bills he's passed that has really impacted the lives of, and I'm just talking about the black people in his area where he lives at, in his community, in his state, in his district. Forget national bills. What has he signed that has impacted and helped black people where he lives at nationally? Please tell me. I see Big Joe, you trying to request to come back on, so I'm going to add you as a speaker again. DJ, you got your hand up. Go ahead and speak.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask Big Joe where he said he was from again. Yeah, it seemed like he dropped back down in the chat again or whatever the case be, but it's all good. But yeah, I would like to know that same answer to that question. When did things change? Because I'm born and raised up here in Newark, New Jersey. But I'm old enough to remember that it was only black and white here. Then the diaspora then came here, as well as other Hispanic or Latino immigrants or whatever in the mid '80s, going in all through the '90s. Yeah, first wave. I'm back. Yeah. What's up, Joe?
What's up, man? What's up, family?
Everything's good. No, I was just saying, where you said you was from?
I'm originally from Brooklyn. Brent.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
When you left BK, brother?
Oh shoot, I left. Oh man, I left in 95, 96. Went back to Alabama State to work.
Back right for sure on that one. Yeah. So around that time, you didn't catch on to the race wars that was going on up here. It's Black Americans versus everybody.
Yeah.
All throughout a lot of the 70s, a lot of the 80s, a lot of the 90s, but for the most part, people are past that, though, like you said, those brothers and sisters that came throughout the diaspora back then, we older now, so we understand, but it just seems to be like a vitriol, hate level coming from jokers that's coming across the border now, and it's all love still, you know what I mean? But, y'all, the people that's coming throughout the world that Joe Biden letting in this country for free, they got it distinct for us. It's things like they just trying to erase us, bro. So, you missed that part of the game, unfortunately, but, this is what we're trying to have this dialogue for now, to try to get it out in the open. And yeah, if you can, definitely go support the brother Marcel. If you can afford it, make a donation. Tweet out his his information or whatever the case being. Just try to get our brother to the big speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I didn't want to be long. I was just saying, you're right. I did miss them wars, but the Black Americans is powerful people. I've been in the Pan-African stuff for a long time. I used to ride with Khalid Muhammad. If you're familiar with Khalid Muhammad, everybody know. We talked about this back in the early 90s. Me and the brothers, we were just saying they're gonna be a shift with the black immigrants in America, and we seeing it now through the brainwashing. You feel me? But the Black American, like I was on Tariq Nasheed page on his thing a while back. The Black American is powerful. Nobody can stop, no matter what came to us. So we're gonna get our just due. So all this rhetoric with with the immigrants, they gonna fall to the wayside. It's not that many of them to mess with the powerhouse of the Black American. We powerhouse around here. You feel me? So that's what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to take up no more time, but facts is the Black American.
You kind of breaking up a little bit there, Big Joe.
My bad. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was just saying, ain't nobody messing with the Black American. We a powerhouse over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I used to roll with Khalid Muhammad and them back in the day. We talked about this like 1990, 91, 92 about the black immigrants were gonna shape shift. They were gonna turn and go with with white folks and white supremacy. So because I missed them race war thing. I missed that. I left in 95, 96. But I'm here to tell you, whatever thrown at us, we'll shut it down. You can't name nothing can mess with the Black American. You feel me? We done invented everything. Just name it. Just name it. We invent everything. We stopped everything. Just to name it, man. They can't mess with the Black American. That's why I said Dixon. I believe he's gonna beat Clyburn. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna support him. I'm supporting anybody who said black first, Black American first. A lot of brothers I know who pan African, they don't like that, but Black American first on this soil. You feel me? But I'm just sit back and listen.
Well, we definitely love having you on here, just sharing your opinion and whatnot. And like I said, we same mindset. It definitely black first. Since we live here in America, born here in America, it's definitely going to be Black American first as well. Cadillac, you got your hand up. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
How you doing, man? How y'all doing, family? FBA B1 first, you know what I'm saying? Foundation, you hear me? I'm still gonna whoop the brakes out that boy, you know what I'm saying? For the simple fact, you know, Clyburn, he just one of these dudes who they scared him, right? They went in, him and another senator, I forgot his name, maybe it was a U.S. congressman or whatever. But, you know, they was pushing a reparations thing and brought it up a couple times, and then, you know, they came in and threw these sex charges on their ass, you know what I'm saying? And they got scared. And ever since then, they just been some fucking, my bad, bro, they been some house dudes. They been some house, you know, they been in the house, you feel me? They ain't trying to rock the boat. They ain't trying to piss some people out. They just trying to get as much money as they can, you know, and groom their people to come in and take their place and be coons too. You know what I'm saying? On some kumbaya time. So, yeah, Clyburn's scared, bro. And if you scared, man, you got to get out the way. Because the people, we ain't for that no more. If you're a scared nigga, just say that and just go ahead and move around, bro. You know, and that's just what that is. I land right there.
Yeah, let me piggyback off of that. What's our brother Cadillac? All good. So to reiterate what you were saying right there. So I got some news for some a brother that when the father of HR 40, John Conyers, you know, they got that brother up out of here on some type of rape, sexual assault charge. You know what I mean? And that happened the moment he tried to really bring up reparations again, you know, for us for the most part. And then he died a couple months after that. But what some new information came up was that Jim Clyburn actually was siding with Representative Conyers, but it seemed like them people got to him, and he backed off the same way. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, was this brother John Conyers innocent of all charges? We'll never know now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got to get Clyburn the hell up out of here. He's shiesty gang. You feel what I'm saying? Marcel for the win. He the champ, like you said. We got to manifest that our brother going to win. So we just got to get in our DMs, get in our social medias. We tweet all this fuckery. Excuse me, French. But, yeah, we could tweet about this because our livelihood is on the line. 2053 is right now, and y'all Marcel for Congress, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like you say, DJ, you say you put the Marcel information in the Jumbotron. So if you guys get a chance, go ahead. And I know it's late in the election cycle. If you got anything that you can donate, whether it's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, go ahead and try to donate it to Marcel's to his election. Also, we put in the Jumbotron. I put in the YouTube channel for Newstoter. You can go ahead and just follow that. Just click it and it takes you right to YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're building a YouTube channel up, and we need as many followers as possible. If everybody in this space can follow the YouTube channel, it would be great. Also, anybody that's not following Newstoter right now on Twitter, go ahead and follow us. And we also put in the Black Culture Facebook group that we have over there and Facebook. So if you guys have a Facebook account, you can also click the link in the Jumbotron. It'll take you to our Facebook group. Go ahead and sign up. It's just a culture group. We discuss entertainment, news, politics, lifestyle, culture, pretty much everything that's Black culture, whatever. So go ahead and follow us over there. Also on Facebook. That would be a big plus to us. It is called the Black Culture Newsroom. Also, if you guys have at least $1 that you'd like to contribute to the New Black Media Newstoter, you can also you can also contribute on Cash App. That's $Newstoter. That's $Newstoter. DJ, you got your hand up?
Yeah, hold up a minute. It was some information I wanted to put in Jumbotron, but I'm going to get to it in a second, but go ahead.
Okay, that's it pretty much. Anybody else got anything you guys like to chime in on? Because we can do this. I thought maybe we might have because we got so many people in here that's speakers, man. And I'm just surprised tonight that some of my usuals not up there asking a question or dropping some knowledge for us. So I'm a little bit surprised about that. When I see, I mean, we got some elegant speakers up in the space tonight. So I mean, I know all of you guys are supporting Marcel and whatnot. Like I said, we just created this space because we wanted to talk about his chances. We wanted, and I know a great black majority. You sent me a message earlier about the title of it and whatnot, and I had already, as you can see up in the space, because this was actually supposed to be about the football player Deshaun Watson, and it's supposed to be about the epidemic, the murders of the rappers and stuff like that. So the actual, you can see where it says NFL hip hop entertainment. I forgot to change that at the last minute, but then I was like, I felt this space was needed here with the election coming up. So I wanted to just go ahead and try to create something for everybody, because I know everybody's eyes are going to be glued to the phone tomorrow. I would say the TV, but definitely to your laptop and your phone and everything else. So I just wanted to go ahead and create this space so we all can kind of, communicate our feelings and our thoughts and what we expect and what we hope for and what we like to see tomorrow. Of course, we all like to see a monumental upset, a monumental victory. So I just want to thank everybody for just coming in here with us and just making this space, a family atmosphere, something that we can all be proud of. Like I say, and there's so much pride to go along right now with Marcel. Like I say, for him to come out of the blue and do what he's done, you have to tip your hat to this man. Like I say, he know he's going up against somebody. He's facing all odds and whatnot, and he's not the least bit afraid. He's not the least bit scared. So give his brother his due. Give his brother his credit. Like I say, he's doing what a man would do. He's sitting up here. He's fighting. He's fighting against all odds. And I mean, I respect him for that. I respect the hell out of him for that. He didn't have the backing and the financial support of some of these major Democrat donors. Like Stacey Abrams was able to raise anywhere from I think $11 million, and she had $8 million on hand in Georgia. So think about the amount of money and the that they're able to get their hands on, and think about what he's going up against. He doesn't have that. So that's something monumental that you have to look at. And like I say, it's not easy running an election. It's not easy running a campaign. And I mean, when they say grassroots, this brother's really doing it grassroots style. I mean, he doesn't have much margin for error here. I mean, so I don't know exactly how the radio ads, and I don't know exactly how he did it up there in South Carolina. I can only talk about it here. I'm here in Florida, and like I say, I just see the impact on what YouTube and what Twitter and what Facebook has meant to his campaign. And like I say, this could change the way campaigns are run too. No longer do you have to spend all the money. Who knows if he's able to pull this off? No longer do you have to spend the mega amount of money on radio ads and stuff like you used to before. So, like I say, I'm just interested to hear anybody that has an opinion, anybody in the family that has anything that they like to add to it. Because, like I say, I'm definitely proud of his achievement. I'm definitely proud of how he's carried himself as a man. He hasn't withered from the questions. He hasn't run. I mean, the brother can talk. I mean, you got to give him that. Like, you can't really talk, Marcel. Marcel, I mean, he doesn't evade questions. He really does not evade questions. You ask him something, he's willing to answer it, and he will give you he will give you the full version of that answer. Like he can talk, man. I mean, and I'm envious of anybody who can just go on like that. I mean, it's like he barely comes up for breath. He's just going in. Give him credit too. I've been seeing Marcel jumping out of all kind of Twitter spaces, from Luke to Secure the Tribe to Black Authority to Tariq and not only that, you've seen him on all kind of YouTube channels and whatnot. So seen him on Facebook Lives and stuff like that. Like, he has been all over the place. Like, his schedule's got to be crazy. I remember when he did the Twitter space here, he ran late, and it's like he came in and he didn't miss a beat, man. I mean, he was just going. Like I say, So I definitely support his platform. I definitely support what he's talking about and his better deal for Black America. I want to highlight just a few points from that from his actual better deal for Black America. Main thing he's talking about is a closure of the racial gap. He's talking about giving us class protection status, allotments of federally granted and protected land in all 50 states where only freedmen can settle, provisions of federally subsidized housing and business grants, the investigation of cold cases of anti-Black racism to bring all living criminals to justice. I see, Jonathan, you got your hand up, so go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I'm here. I agree. I agree with everything that you've been saying. I'm proud of Marcel for, sticking in and going up against, basically the Democrats' number one boy, basically, besides, when they throw out Obama, I'm glad he's challenging basically that one of the heads of the snake, because if he is able to overthrow him and take him out of position, it'll just be one more monumental step for us changing the game. This is a powerful time, and I feel like, him running is going to help us, hopefully launch a new launch pin and have a bunch of us running in all different states on all different levels, from local, state to national, or local, state to federal, and, just changing the game. And I kind of want to add to what somebody else said about, Khalid Muhammad. I feel like right now we're starting to tap back into that Khalid Muhammad spirit and energy. We kind of showed it 2 years ago when we had the George Floyd uprising, and now we need to, transform that and put that into political action. So now we get our own political party. We don't need to rely on the Democrat or Republican Party anymore. Now we have our own thing. Now we're running our own candidates through our own political parties, and now we're taking over the game. We're taking power directly. Now, no longer do we have to beg or plead for one party or the other to do something for us, or one candidate or the other. We have our own candidates, and now we're directly going at the head of the snake. And another thing, too, I want us to start doing more and more is calling out the ruling class, the people in power. Like years ago, there used to be something called the 1% that was talked about all the time. And these are the people who move and shake all the time. But that's kind of gone away. I want us, we say white supremacy, but I want us to identify, as Steve Coakley used to say, name the names. It's cool to say white supremacy all the time, and that's good. But let's go at the top. Who are the ones who actually have the power within this white supremacist system, who are actually moving behind the scenes and doing stuff? And I think this is us doing this is starting to reveal their hand, because the more candidates we run, the more people we get into power. You're going to see these people's hands show more and more. And so that's all I got to say. And shout out to Marcel. I believe he's going to win tomorrow. I'm going to put that out there. I believe he's going to win and change the game. So
he definitely changed the game. Like I said, we were saying earlier, man, that would be a monumental upset. That would be one of the biggest upsets and definitely in recent political history. For somebody to come and it's widely believed that, Clyburn is a whip, that he's the most powerful Black person in politics today. For him to go ahead and upset him, that would be a monumental, that would be a historical win. That would be something that your grandkids would be hearing about and whatnot. So it would most definitely be major. It would shake the core. It would shake the core of not only the Democratic Party, but it would shake the core of politics in America as we know it. It would be that big. So, I definitely can't really put into words what it would mean, but it would be huge. It would be monumental if he was able to pull that upset off. And I mean, hey, I would love it. I mean, it would make my day. It would be one of the best days I had in a long, long time. I'd have to say that much. DJ, I see you got your hand up. What you want to chime in?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everybody go up in the Jumbotron to peep what my brother Black Majority State just posted. It's, with the brother Nas, Escobar 316, promoting the data on Marcel's campaign and the early voting that took place. Seemed like Clyburn over there trying to cheat, if I'm not mistaken. Then just scroll, what is that one? Scroll over 3 from the left. You'll see where it says the loving lady. This loving lady is Dr. Williams. She and her husband, both doctors, the Clyburns physicians for 30 years, and their 3 daughters all have decided to support me after their daughter Lisha or Leshay, or maybe pronounce it heard about me from Tariq Nasheed. So there you go. Clyburn physicians, that's been his physician for 30 years, is rooting for Marcel. So he's the champ right now. That's 6-0 right there for the day.
And shout out to Tariq, because that's where I actually heard about Marcel at. I was, taken by him when I heard him on Tariq's show. So I was like, wow, hey. And I'm not sure if that was an actual Twitter space or whatnot, but I know I heard him on there. And right after I heard him on there, I went ahead and I had to endorse this brother. I was like, yeah, like this dude, he's on it. Like he's cut from a different cloth than the black politicians they've been put in front of us before. So I got to support this brother. Black Majority, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay, I hope you can hear me clear. I'm in a truck. So yeah, I posted something in Jumbotron. I see the other one was up there. So yeah, CNN is tallying this particular vote, the 6th district. So that link is there, and they're updating it every 10 Eastern Standard Time from 7 to 7 tomorrow. So after 7,
you faded it out. You faded it out about 10 seconds. Go back 10 seconds. You faded it out.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, so if you're checking that CNN link for the 6th district, I believe the polls go from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So after 7 p.m., they're going to update these results every 10 seconds. So you'll be able to follow it there. But then also their early voting numbers are over 100,000 early votes across the state. And that graphic does show some of those votes are in Marcel's district. So that's actually a really good thing. And then the other thing is about the votes that have been in the past. So this Oscar guy, I believe or Osric Pratt, he's associated with Marcel's campaign. And he posted something that shows that Clyburn got a little over 37,000 votes in 2014's primary. So unlike the general election where he normally gets about 200,000 votes, these primaries are much, much less. So he's actually very vulnerable in these primaries. And if Marcel can get 40,000, 50,000 votes, he can definitely beat this guy. And I want to also co-sign the fact that they're bringing the vice president there says they are in trouble. They know they're in trouble. They got internal polling data that says they are in trouble, and they're trying to get, a push here at the very end. So, yeah, absolutely. Let's keep pushing for Marcel, manifest destiny, all positive thoughts, and hopefully wake up on Wednesday. He will be the new person in that seat. So thank you so much. I'll land right there with that.
No doubt. Thank you once again, Black Majority, for providing that link and just informing us and letting us know. Definitely appreciate that. Pro Black, go ahead and unmute your mic, brother.
How y'all doing tonight? Shout out to you, Newstoter, Black American Majority. Much respect to everybody in the room. I had to piggyback off that brother and say Marcel Dixon will win tomorrow. Marcel Dixon will win tomorrow. One more time, Marcel Dixon will win tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he's our candidate. To all the naysayers, to all the immigrants, to anybody who wants to be a detractor and say, oh, y'all don't do anything. Y'all don't even have your own candidates. Here you go. We created this candidate. And we Trojan horse them in with our brother having his lifestyle, but that not even mattering. So now you can't say that black people are bigots or whatever you want to say. No, this is our candidate. We're winners. He's going to win. That whole party is only afloat because of us. So when we get behind a candidate and support them, they will win. He will win. And like you said, this is just going to explode in the sense of that so many other people are going to pick up the torch. They're going to pick up the handle. And this is just an exciting time to be alive because we did this. And I mean, this is the power of FBA, of B1. This is the power of being on code. This is what it gets you because we're becoming way more politically active at the appropriate time. Because look at even Joe Biden. We know this dude is a failure. And even though, unfortunately, we didn't want some of our people to vote for him, even in that, look at what we did. We got this guy up here who we all can see now is a freaking clown who shouldn't have been nowhere near. That's why it took him 3 times to even get there. But who put him there? So because of that, we know that whatever we put our energy behind, we get the dub. So like I said as I started, Marcel Dixon will win. Marcel Dixon will win because he's our candidate. Wealth, wisdom, and reparations to the room. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
No problem, brother. Like I say, I love that energy. I love that confidence. And I'm definitely feeling, like I say, I mean, you have that nervous energy right now. I mean, I think we all have it. We all have that nervous energy because we on the cusp of possibly seeing history being made. So when you have something like this, that's this important, that's this potentially historical, like I say, this would not only change the Democratic Party, but this would change the way elections in this country is run as well. I mean, to have a candidate like that that just shoots up out of nowhere and he's able to get the backing and to knock off a giant. Because make no mistake about it, black people, older black people especially, consider Clyburn a giant. They consider him a legend. So to knock him off, to push him out, and then to usher in a new era with a new-minded set of politicians on the horizon, like I say, that would really scare the Democrats, and also it would also change the platform in which they want to run. Now you're going to have pushback on a lot of these bills and a lot of these things you want to pass. Now, you're not going to have black people caping for this whole minority coalition thing anymore. You're not going to have black people caping all for this immigration stuff anymore. A lot of things will change, and they're holding on to that. That's why they're trying to get the damn Ukrainians over here and the Afghans and all the migrants from Latin America and this and that, because they want to get rid of their Negro problem. They've been trying to get rid of their Negro problem since they passed the Civil Rights Movement. And unfortunately, we were a little bit too slow to understand that. We went along with it, and we went against our own best interests. But now you have a group of black people that's waking up, and they're no longer voting against their own black interests. Jim Clyburn will vote against his own best interests. Jim Clyburn is concerned about his family, how his family could benefit. And you saw that with a little report that came out, how he was kicking money back to the daughters and the husbands and this and that. And like I said, you can kick all that money back, and your district is the sixth poorest in the damn country. And I don't want to hear black people up there talking about, well, because the minute you bring that up, you'll hear an older black person say, well, what can he do about it? Well, if he can't do anything about it, why should he be even in office? I mean, if there's nothing he can do, if there's no solutions he can come to help his people that's worse off than anybody in that district, then why should he be in office? I mean, just to be a mascot? You're sitting here saying that there's nothing he can do about it, that he's helpless, he's powerless. So if he's so helpless and he's so powerless, why in the hell is he in office? I mean, what? Just to have a black face in a high place? Just to say that? I mean, and I guess we're supposed to live through this dude right here. So I mean, no. If you're that powerless, if you're that helpless, if you can't do anything worthwhile, I don't see the point of anybody backing you. At the very least, man, you got to put forth some effort. I mean, and I just don't see that. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand our mindset as a people. Pro, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Man, you just saw a point. I had to come back in and piggyback one more time. This guy is the prime example of the old nigga that Jason Black is talking about. This is the prime example of being off code. They didn't call this man up when Joe Biden wasn't talking about, or what do you want? And this man fixed his mouth to say, oh, I don't want nothing at all. I don't want nothing at all. Dude, what? So like you said, why are you even there? As old as they are, and that's no knock to my elders, because I respect my own co-elders. I respect the people who helped me get to where I am in my personal life. So it's not a knock on the elders. But if you up there and you telling me what you cannot do, you got to get out the paint. Just like you said, just like his homie Jim Crow Joe, you got all this inflation going on talking about what you can't do. Why are you up there, man? Get out the paint. So with him being 83, and I think somebody talked about Maxine being older as well, we got to get some new blood in there, and that's not a bad thing. We need new, fresh ideas, and that's what this representative of. The young people are stepping up. We got the older on-code people who are stepping up. We're going to make this happen. So thank you again for allowing me to speak. But, man, you are on fire. Keep it up.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, think about it, man. And then, like I say, that's not to disrespect the elders or anything like that. That's not to take away for the work that they put in for people and whatnot. But you have to think about it this right here, that a lot of our elders, and that, like I say, and I don't want to offend anybody in there who might be an elder, but you have a significant amount of the black people in Congress, Black Caucus, and some of the most powerful black people like Maxine Waters and Jim Clyburn were born in segregation. They were born as Negroes. So a lot of these people here, man, they are used to being treated a certain way, and they're used to like the bare minimum being done for black people and being told that, hey, that's sufficient. That's enough. That, hey, we having this feast over here, and whatever crumbs drop off the table, you're more than welcome to it. And now you just having an awakening. You're having a different set of black people saying, well, no, man, I'm going to sit at the table, and I'm not going to sit at the kid table either. I'm going to pull me up a chair at this table, this meal that we prepare, and I'm going to carve the turkey. I'm going to eat until I'm full. I'm not taking it no more. Know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be your lackey, or to be your boy, or to be your girl, or whatever. I want just as well as you got. So that's upsetting. That's troubling. And to people like Jim Clyburn and Maxine Waters, they consider this newer generation as ingrates. They sit up here and they'll tell you that, well, hey, well, we got more than we had 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. Okay, and are we supposed to be satisfied with that? Are we not supposed to want more? We're supposed to have 100,000 times more than what we got right now, if you want to be honest about it. So I don't see them as, I see a lot of them as relics of the past, to be truthful. Now, like I say, I don't want to offend any older people in there, because there are older people that tell you themselves, like, yeah, they are relics. They are past their prime. They do need to sit down. They need to go in a retirement home. They need to go ahead and move out the way and let these young people that's about something do something. But they don't want to do that. You got these people willing to die in the office and to hang on to a little bit of the power that these white people then gave them. And that's all it is a little bit of power. Well, sometimes you have to take power from people. And this would be the perfect opportunity. I would love to see nothing more than him just snatch the title right from him. Sometimes, people don't pass the torch. Sometimes you have to rip the torch out of somebody's arm. And this would be the perfect time to rip that torch right out of his arm and to just tell him it's time to go sit down. You've done enough. Or really, you haven't done enough. But I'm going to do something. We have that. We have that momentum. We have a momentum that I haven't seen. Even, like I say, as excited as people was for Obama, and that was on a national level, that was more about just about acceptance too, that, hey, we were always told as kids and whatnot that a black person could never be president of the United States. So to see him up there, that gave people hope. That gave people hope that, hey, okay, maybe America's not racist anymore. Maybe America's not as bad anymore. Maybe we can get a black person in office that the stuff that they said that was impossible to do, now you can do. Because as a kid, when people tell you that you can be the president of the United States, when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you're like, yeah, I can be the president. But when you get about 13, 14, you're like, well, no, I can't be no damn president. like, yeah, they say that, but looking around, that's highly unlikely. But this candidate gives you, he has a fire that Obama didn't. Obama had to toe the line. Let's be for real. If you're going to be president of the United States at a position like that, you have to toe the line. You can't piss white people off. And I don't care how liberal a white person says. They can be as liberal as they want to, but you get too pro-black, even them white liberals are going to step back from you, because you'll scare the hell out of them as well, too. Like I said, you got a candidate here that really, really makes white people uneasy. He makes them nervous. He's talking about an issue that white people want to skate away from. They don't want to talk about. They it's in the past. My family wasn't even over here when y'all went through this and that. I didn't own any slaves personally. If there's any slaves alive, then I'll go ahead and yeah, they should be compensated. Yada 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 yada. So, like I say, Marcel, he has the eye of the tiger. He's been putting up the walk. He's been doing what he had to do. And he's, like I say, he has been relentless. So I give that brother all the props in the world. He has not let up. People want him to change. Well, Marcel, besides reparations? No, we're going to talk about reparations. Okay, well, I understand that. No, the black agenda centers around reparations. No matter how much that people have tried to move him, and they tried to move the goalposts. Well, because I even asked myself, I said, okay. I said, Marcel, people want to know, outside of reparations, what does a black agenda look for? And he wouldn't budge. He wouldn't budge. He was like, hey, To him, the black agenda is centered around reparations. And how could it not be? Yeah, we understand that there's a racial wealth gap. We understand that black women are dying at a high rate just from giving birth in this country. Black women are dying at a rate higher than white women, Latino women, Asian women, any other women, simply by giving birth. Black men are put in prison at a higher rate. Black men are the face of the prison system. People they throw these numbers out that you make up this percent of the population, that you this, all this other stuff. So I mean, there's so many things. The housing, your house is going to be probably 40% less in value than that of your white counterpart. Just think about this. The insurance that you're getting is not going to be as sufficient as what white people get. At every level of understanding, we are behind. We are behind everything that is in the country. So we need some candidates that's going to actually say that and not afraid to piss white people off. And too many Democrats are afraid to piss white people off because their party tells them you can't piss these white moderates off here in the Midwest. You're going to end up causing us an election. You can't sit up here and say this stuff. You can't be this pro-black. You have to think about everybody. You have to bring everybody into the equation. So you can't sit up here and just talk this kind of stuff because you're scaring good white folk. We're liberals, remember? We've been with you. We've been supporting you since the 60s. You go ahead and you support our same-sex marriage. You go ahead and you support our abortion. You go ahead and support all this other stuff that we say, transgender bathrooms and all this other stuff, and we'll support the racism claims that you guys get. It don't work out like that. We see what supporting the liberal agenda has done. Hell, even the conservative agenda, there's no more agendas to support outside of black agenda. That is the only agenda. And no more even though Marcel is a Democrat, we need to stop voting Democrat, Republican, and we need to vote on the candidate. Choose the candidate. It doesn't matter if he's a Republican or a Democrat or an independent. I'd rather be an independent. But if there is a black Democrat or a black Republican and that person fits the bill, vet him or her, check them out, make sure they're authentic, and then vote for that person. I don't care. We're beyond the point of voting for parties. We see what voting for parties for. Voting for parties have done us no good. We get used and abused by them. We have to vote. We have to think for ourselves. We have to be creative in our selection process. We can't no longer let people find people off the street and talk about that this is our leader. We found this person for you. We found Barack Obama. We found Kamala Harris. We found this person. This is who you're going to vote for. No. We find the people. They come to us, and then we bring them to mainstream America. They're vetted by us. They're authenticated by us. Marcel has been vetted. He's been authenticated by us. And it's time that we support him and we push our agenda, which is strictly a black first agenda. We understand that being in office that you can't vote, that he's going to have to also come to the middle at times. And there's going to be stuff that as a congressman that you're going to have to do for the entire state of South Carolina. But at the same time, you don't forget your people. You don't push all this when stuff is supposed to be funding for black people. You don't sit up here and let them put in the fine print that also Asians and white women, LGBTQ and every other minority group is going to get this stuff that's supposed to be strictly for black people, which they have done time and time again, ends up going into the pocket of everybody else. And what's left, you get some, no more. We simply have to think for ourselves. We have to start being wise, and we have to start using our head for a change. And that's something that we have not done in past elections, and it has come back and it has bitten us right in the behind. Is there anybody that would like to add on or say anything? If you do, you can go ahead and you can raise your hand. DJ, you got anything you want to say? I'm not sure if DJ is in. DJ, I know he be going back and forth, so I'm not sure if he's even in the room right now. Anybody that has anything that you would like to add on, don't be shy. I know if y'all was in the state of South Carolina, I'm pretty sure everybody in here would be voting for Marcel.
Yeah, apologize, Todd. It was good, man. I'm over here making a donation to Marcel. Yo, I'm over here trying to type quick what's going on. But yeah, man, everything you're saying is 100%, bro. You know, it's no argument about what you're saying. You know, we all saying the same thing. I see my big sis on live in the building. You know what I mean? It was good. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Aunt Lai.
How y'all doing?
What's up?
What up, Jersey?
I just came back at the end. I had to take my daughter to the doctor. But I just want to say real quick, I agree with everything that was said, but I also think that it's twofold. I'm not sure if this was said before, but I feel like the thing about Republicans is that they play the long game. And we think right now, and we need to be thinking 10, 20 steps ahead. Like how with all the judges. And people don't understand like the impact of the fact that not only call him President Trump because he wasn't really president, but the Grand Wizard he put a lot of judges in a position. So, for example, when you have a case before the court and the court has to decide on that case is decided by like a district court. That's how the law is really of the land is really decided. So he put all of these judges in. And when it goes to the Supreme Court, he unstacked the deck. So when the judges in the lower court, and it's important in my case because my case is a federal district case. If I say that I'm not discriminated against, then it goes to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has already stacked that you're not discriminated against. I think they just passed a ruling how the Supreme Court said that if you are incarcerated and you are innocent, the fact that you're innocent is not enough to let you go free. And it's like, and that's what I'm thinking. I understand the thinking of the right now, but we also need to think for the tomorrow. And we need to think to 20 years ahead because they are playing chess while we playing checkers. And what we need to do is start being strategic. And I get it, like with the campaign and the person, some people have given up on the voting. So for those people, especially for somebody who doesn't live in North Carolina or South Carolina or in these elections where they do have these parties, what do they do? And I feel like that's where you have to have like the migration plan of taking over the state. That is the thinking of the long term. And I think there also needs to be some other ideas that's floated out there because we can chew gum and walk at the same time. And what we don't realize, and I don't want to sound pessimistic, but it's like when you're playing the game of Monopoly, when you get into politics, because I was thinking about running, I'm actually thinking about running for the senator in New Jersey just because they pissed me off and I had to sue them. When you're in politics, you have to play their games. And that's why a lot of times when people say AOC, she was outside of the box because she was. It was her. It was the girl from St. Louis. I went to grad school in St. Louis, and it was two other candidates. Those four candidates, that what they call, I forgot the name that they call them. I don't feel good. I have a headache. But they were outside candidates. They thought long term. But when AOC got in there and she didn't want to go with how they were going, they put her in check. And it was the simple of, what's that skinny lady? She the third in charge. She didn't want to vote for her for speaker.
Nancy Pelosi?
Yes, Pelosi. But she ended up voting for her because what people have to understand about politics, and it took me a while to get, is when you're in politics, it's literally, you have to fall in line. And the thing about Obama, a lot of people don't like Obama or whatever. The presidency is not an individual person. I can't think of it. I got a headache. I can't think of the word right now. But it's like you could put whoever you want in there, but they're going to fall in line because literally he said that he couldn't say nothing about a black person being killed because he was a president and they was going to say you can't do X, Y, and Z. So no matter how you stand on your moral convictions or things like that, it's certain things that you won't be able to do when you get into these certain positions of power. And we have to be very, very careful about that because it does sound good and it does sound good-hearted that we would want somebody to be like X, Y, and Z and do X, Y, and Z. But when you get in those positions and you're the only one that is like that, it's you against 435 other or 434 other members of Congress. And you're the one out. And when you vote in the majority rules, you have all these good ideas and all these great policies and all these things you want to do, but it's just you. So I think it's a good idea to, so we have a candidate, you put the candidate there, but also let's think long term because it's more than one way to skin a cat. And being as though the game is already rigged to the point where even like we had another room when they were talking about the primaries and how the primary elections are closed. In order to vote in the primary election, you have to be either a Republican or a Democrat. And if you don't even want to be one of those, you can't even vote. Like the game is rigged. So sometimes it's not about playing the game, it's going against the system. And it's some other things out here that we can be doing. Like the migration, the Delaware thing, I think that's a brilliant idea. There's also some towns, because not everybody may want to move to, and I agree with, I was in the room that he was in the other day. I can't think of his name right now, but he was saying how some people get so stuck on living in these cities, towns, and these cities and towns don't give a care about us, but they don't want to move to make a strategic, literally get a black state. They don't want to move because they have this nostalgia for the state that they're from, but that state really don't care about them. Like black people in New Jersey are the highest incarcerated in the country, 9 and 1. 9 black people to every one white person incarcerated in the state of New Jersey. So why do you have like this loyalty, like DJ was telling, to jerk? Like, yeah, like I'm suing them, fuck them, let's go. So I really think it's, again, the candidates are good, but we also have to think about other things. Is it the state idea is also something? And also these towns for $1 million. If you could buy $1 million town, and it was a town that was for sale, it was like 1.9 million, and it was put on, I don't know if it was Russia that was doing it, that the black family bought this town, like a bunch of black families got together, they bought the town, they had a movie there, they had everything you want in that town, because if, okay, we can't do the state thing, that might take a couple of decades, but to get $1 million really might not take that long. If you have enough people and we buy a town, it's 200 homes, movie theaters, train stations, and a whole bunch of other stuff where we can have our little slice of heaven right here and do it Black Wall Street, like out in the open. And just think of other way of doing things, because it's more than one way to skin a cat. And one person is good to have in there, but when you have one, it gets 434, and the majority rules, we have to think about that as well. But I'm letting my plan. I talk too much, and I don't feel good.
Well, thank you. You made valid points, and we understand that one candidate is not going to change everything. But what we do need is candidates that will get in there and at least try to create legislation. I mean, most of what people in Congress do, most bills you put up aren't going to get passed, But the fact of the matter is that just the fact that you have somebody up there requesting or somebody trying to push an agenda, and like I say, we're also thinking that he won't be the first, he won't be the last. He gets in the office, he's not going to be the last. That this is going to be a domino effect. So we're looking at everything from all angles. You're right. Like one person, that's not going to do it. But once you start once you start beating out more and more of these other people, and start taking them out of I'm talking about the black Congress people, start beating them and having them lose their spots, I believe things will start to change. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I'm going to give it right back to you, Aunt Lai. I just want to go ahead and thank Antoine for donating on Cash App. Thank you, Antoine, for your contribution on Cash App. And anybody else that would like to donate to Marcel, please go ahead and donate to Marcel. It's up in the Jumbotron. And also, if you want to donate to the New Black Media Newstoter, you can donate at least $1 if that's what you feel like donating. And that is $Newstoter. The Cash App is $Newstoter. And once again, that is $Newstoter. And also, Marcel's link is up in the Jumbotron. Go ahead, Aunt Lai.
I'm sorry. I agree with what you were saying. I just wanted to say something. But also think about how Dr. King and Malcolm X were very, very powerful. They got a lot of things done, but they wasn't in politics. And the fact that sometimes you have to go against the grain, because if you look at those two, and there was a bunch of other great ones, but it was a lot of people who wasn't in politics because of it being rigged. So I just want to keep an open mind to it. I do think, and I feel, and I've been saying this since the 90s, when I learned about civics in high school, why is it this way? Everybody who's in Congress should be going, because they feel like they have the right to be there, and they feel they have the right to die there and not do the will of the people. So you can be a very powerful person and not in there. And maybe even sometimes, I don't know if y'all watch Living Single, but that's my show, because Queen Latifah from my hood. So in there, it was an episode where Max was running, And the guy ran who she voted for, because she didn't even vote for herself, but he was just running because he knew if he put things on a ballot, that would be something that the opposer, whoever won, would have to do because it was a good argument. Strategic things like that also have to be run. Because, again, like I said, I was going to run against Cory Booker. Even if I didn't win, I was going to run against him just because of the fact that how black people getting treated, and I'm tired of the shit. So sometimes you just have to think outside the box with getting our answer in the legislation, but we also have to be very careful because the reparations study, which pisses me off, has been there for how long? And the Black Congress claim, we haven't get no, yeah, they haven't done anything because it's a bill just to study some shit, which really pisses me off. But the fact that it's been there for I don't even know how many years, and they haven't got any movement because they are the majority, but they still do vote and do everything for everybody else. It's like, yes, I get what you're saying about just having a legislative piece, but it may be even more powerful to run against some of these people. And even if it's the Black Caucus, not even challenge the Black Caucus, but because like Cory Booker's from my state. Now, the other guy from my state had fraud charges. Menendez, he had fraud charges. And I wanted to run opposed to him just because I was trying to stay on code with the fact that Cory Booker was black, and I didn't want to go against another black man because then it would be putting a black man against a black woman, even if I don't agree with his politics or ideology or I don't feel like he don't have my back. Just on the simple fact that he was a black man, I was going to run against Menendez and not him just because, you know what I mean, he was black. I was going to give him a pass. And that sometimes is what has to be done. Like Lindsey Graham, somebody ran against him and he shouldn't have won. And the guy now is the head of the DNC or whatever, but Lindsey Graham shouldn't have won, but he still won. And we have to think of that sometimes, running against people who are in these positions who don't look like us. Because, and I do get the piece of fighting people, even if they need to go, especially if they're not doing nothing for us. But it also gets an internal fight where we're fighting each other, and we fight each other about so many different other things. That's one fight that we don't want to have, because I was like, because in order to run for senator, you got to have so many signatures. I really didn't want to do it against Cory Booker just because he was black. I wanted to do it against Menendez, even if I don't win. So, I mean, it's looking at everything in the bubble, especially like when my book come out, I want to run against Menendez. And it's a strategical, it's all strategical. And I mean, I get it. I do get, we have to put one there. It has to be one, but we also have to understand that there's power in numbers if we are outside of the system, making them pay. Because Dr. King did a lot with the boycott. It was a lot done, and he never was elected to anything but a pastor of a church and, the black civic organizations. And you can still do things. You don't have to play their game. Sometimes we need to go against their game. Because when you're playing their game, again, you're playing their game. They're going to change the rules, like with the voting laws. Now you can't give people with water, senior citizens. They always change the rules in the middle of the game if they don't like how shit go. That's just what they do. They've been doing this since the beginning of time. So you know what? Like, I'm going to get up from the table. I'm going to get my seat, but I'm going to go get this shit my way. Like, again, with my lawsuit, I'm not playing their game. Like, yeah, I'm taking them to court and I'm suing them that way, but I'm also hitting them. I'm giving them something else because I know I might not win in that way. Because y'all a whole entire branch of government. I'm just a little bitty person. Dude, I think the court has not ruled in my favor, and they try to go against me every chance they get. Now, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do because I'm playing it their way, but it's their game. They're an entire branch of government. Do they think some sister from the hood really going to come in here and I'm going to get due justice from the same court that legalized slavery? That literally, no. Like, I don't think I'm going to win by playing y'all game. Y'all going to play my game. Just like y'all want to play, we can play. And that's how we have to do it sometimes, because they will trap you in a hole and they will have you on a hamster wheel. Like, yeah, now everybody want to vote. I'm getting emails from Kamala, you give us money. I'm like, you don't need no money from me. All that money you gave to Ukraine, you better call their ass up and ask them for some of that money back for your donations, because you must be crazier than the rat shit if you think I'm going to give you some of my money for the Democrats and y'all ain't do nothing for me. Like, I don't understand the stupidity of it, but the nerve, and that's the game, that they play. Now they want to call, they want a black community, they want to come out. No, like, we got to, it's more than one way to skin a cat. It's more than one way. And we have to literally skin the cat all the ways, to the point where it ain't even a damn cat no more. Because playing their game, you're going to get their results. They change in the middle of the game and rules and regulations. That's what they do. And that's what they do. So it's like, that's why some people like, I don't even want to vote. Because when I'm literally voting for the lesser two evil, because there's only two parties. So, I land my plane. My head hurt. I'm sorry.
I understand what you're trying to explain and such.
Wait. Is this Black MacGyver? Hey, this you Black MacGyver?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna raise your hand. I know you're a funny dude, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and chime in, Black MacGyver, man. Come on, let's drop some knowledge to the space tonight, bro.
I gotta be a funny dude, though. But to you, Auntie Lai, I somewhat understand what you're saying. Again, it's like what I'm saying. Like I said last time, we have to understand the history of the country. What she was basically talking about, I want to say, is the power of checks and balances. It's like how she was trying to state monopoly. It is their game. And I say the easier way to not be a part of it is just literally do our own thing. If we built Black Wall Street before the country was even structured like it is now, then we can literally just do our own thing. What's holding us back is all this fear. The fear of not knowing how things transpire, which is going to watch the history. We can run the show in their system. You just got to watch the history of it. Once you got the eyes and the hearts of the people, like Malcolm X said, whoever controls the media controls the people. But if you authentically doing like almost sort of such what Trump was doing, just outlandish to where people like, hold on, wait a minute, he basically got your attention. But, some of us couldn't understand because we actually don't know they game. Like she was saying, it is something we can control, though. Because think about it, our culture is controlling the funding of what they do. Somebody got to play LeBron, but we pay them just because we like to look good. We like to hire things in life. We like to, boast and shine and shit like that. So it's really simple. What I see is got us, like I was trying to tell somebody earlier, us born into the world that we born into because our parents lied. It ain't no pointing the blame on anybody, but it's just that in their time, they just didn't know. You know what I mean? They didn't know, and this country is based on the corporation of the United States, and that's what's keeping us. Half of us think a slavery foundation, and half of us was like, well, no, I don't come from that. I've never been a slave to nobody type of mindset. And, I kind of speak this way because I'm still fortunate to have my granny. She's 94. And, I know our foundation and roots with everything, but I can see that it's so constructive of what they did and confusing that it's hard for us to communicate amongst each other. That's all that's lacking is just like the communication. Everybody on the same chakra of energy. We all fed up. That's almost on the same chakra of energy. Now, how do we transpire to go about fixing it? All we got to do is just as simple as they did with the bus boycotts. They just stopped giving their money to, what was the name of the game, and it worked. You know, and there's a lot of people in place now, like our own people that's in these city councils, these chambers of commerce and stuff. We in the age since the house crisis, when Bush to Obama transition, the last house market crisis. We in the age where ain't nobody trying to give up their lifestyle or their complacency of their salary for the better of somebody else. I built cars for a living. The Jeep Wrangler, if y'all know what the Jeep Wrangler is. I built those, right? And all it takes is one person to be out of sync on the assembly line, and the line stops. And the management come down and be on everybody's ass. It could be the truck driver that's bringing the parts. If he late, the line stops. So if we in sync and we all work together to build a car that they busting 70,000 for, why can't we be in sync for the better of our kids' future? It's that simple. But then I used to think like that until I realized how a lot of us in different areas, we raise different. The structure of the economy and the resources of where we live is slightly different, but it's kind of the same on how it's corporized and managed and micromanaged. It's the same, but it's like through the distractions we can't figure out the foundation, because we don't know what white privilege is. If we knew how it worked, and it's some of us that do. It is some bougie niggas, college degree people that know how some of this works. But ain't nobody about to give up, their time and effort for the value of somebody that ain't put in as much work as the individual felt that they did. So that's why we got to stop chasing the bag, scamming each other, leveraging each other. Because basically, I think the civil rights was the leverage. We was about to get the shit way back then, but they created civil rights and fooders. And once Martin Luther King found out, damn, they gave all this land to all these people and we got nothing, and they took him out. He the only person in the world that got the Nobel Peace Prize twice in his 20s. So I understand. I'm not the enemy. We all should be on the same team. But again, with black folks, it's like we playing house nigga, field nigga. It's just more modern technology. Everybody don't, feel like, oh, they smarter than each other than without standing, but man, this shit weird. And this social media shit is so dangerous, man, because people is they taking somebody else's name to build a platform to get donations. Not saying this one, but I done seen how this shit is just everybody just trying to catch up to the times with how social media works since we've been in shutdown, but it ain't nobody's fault. We here now. This shit about to kick off. I don't know if we gonna get all that money what people think, because I look at it as we gotta fix us first before we go to the table and ask them for anything. Because if we as American as we say, we come from nothing, but we can make something happen, because that's what the white folk don't understand about us. We really come from nothing and can make something happen. They ain't got that, but we do. This shit about to go down, man, because these babies need it. And the kids, the younger you are, the more pure your brain is. So the kids ain't foolish. The kids know what's up. We just been lacking leadership for damn near 30 years.
Black MacGyver, we definitely appreciate that. I want to kind of go ahead because we're going to be closing out in a second. And we had a couple other speakers. I wanted to go ahead and we're going to do our last three speakers. I'm going to go ahead and let A Boogie. I'm going to let Mr. Engaging go, and then I'm going to let Aunt Lie go, okay? So, A Boogie, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, peace to room. Peace to the family. Reparations or revolution. Man, look here. Agree with everything that man said before me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get on here and tow my horn too much, but I'm going to say this. Everything that we trying to do is starting where you at, in your house, in your family, in your immediate family. Like for me, I'm on the black state of migration. You know what I'm saying? I see everybody. So when I'm talking about getting our house in order, I heard somebody say get your house in order. I heard that before. So my plan is, like, my family, my peoples is, you know, my father and my aunties, they Gen Zs or whatever. I'm pushing them to the south. Hey, y'all finna retire. Y'all finna spend a little bag or whatever money you got. Man, how much y'all finna spend collectively? Let's get some land. Let's get that black state of my, you know what I'm saying, go back to where we from. And then we can take control of everything that we trying to do. So that's really the blueprint. Marcel is the blueprint. We already on our way. So, you know what I'm saying? We just got to keep on doing what we doing. And everything else is God's plan, man. We them people. We them folk this out. Man. And I'm just end on that.
Appreciate you, A Boogie, and appreciate you for always supporting the content, too. Appreciate that. Appreciate that love and that support, bro. Mr. Engaging, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, hold on 1 second, Mr. Engaging, real quick before you go on, brother. Peace to you. Hey, everybody get up in the Jumbotron and check that last Jumbotron tweet from the far left with Sister KD wrote about these immigrants coming up here. They down in Florida, bro, so get ready, y'all. But go ahead, Mr. Engaging Black. What's good, my G?
Oh, yeah, New York, you might as well throw Connecticut on the list, too, in that tri-state family. I'm going to go for, just for you guys to know what's going on in Connecticut, they have nobody in the Black Caucus.
Hey, Mr. Engaging, hold on 1 second. Hey, DJ, I'm going to step away for 1 second. Hold the spot down, okay?
I got you, my dude. Do your thing.
Go ahead, Mr. Engaging. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Just heads up to everybody in Connecticut, they have nobody in the Black Caucus. So I guess nobody doesn't want to be black. They don't want to push black policies. So I look at anything in the North as of right now is politically dead for Black American people. I think it's really time for us to come back home. If Marcel's win, South Carolina is looking real lovely. It's looking real lovely for black folks to get themselves situated, work with like-minded individuals, and actually push for another state, an all-black state in the union that we control, all the way to the military. So that's something that I see on the horizon. The first black state in the union that's controlled by us. I really see that on the horizon. So I'm very excited about the future, what's it hold for us, and this is what being American is all about. What being Black American is all about. So I'm ready for the ride, you know. I'm ready to go down south. I'm slowly preparing, getting resources together, and just within the next 5 to 10 years, make that pilgrimage down to where my ancestors are at, Mississippi. So I'm definitely have a lot of these states on the horizon and on my mind, and I'm very, very excited about the future. I think that it has a lot of opportunity for us to grow and to get reparations and expand more. So I know that Marcel is going to win. We're going to put that type of energy out there because we know that this is our survival and we put everything we got on the line. So when you put everything on the line, that's when you see real heroes come out. So peace and blessing, reparations, and also, most importantly, Marcel, please kick this dude's butt.
Appreciate that. Thank you for chiming in again, Mr. Engaging. Always bringing knowledge. Our last speaker tonight is going to be Aunt La, so this is going to be the actual last speaker, y'all. So go ahead.
Hey, just real quick, Mr. Engaging, hit me on my Seg 1 page, bro. This is my Kite Beast, so, for emergencies. I see you over in Connecticut. We need somebody to help us run some interference over here in Jersey with the reparations coming on the 17th. If y'all Connecticut.
Wait. Yeah, wait. I'll follow you right now. I'm following you right now so we can connect. Right. And then on top of that,
I'll send you my contact number.
For sure, brother.
So we can get it popped.
For sure.
And thank you for the opportunity.
For sure. Appreciate you, my brother. Respect. Go ahead, Allah. Go ahead. Sorry, Toto. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say I agree with what Mr. Black MacGyver was saying as far as people getting together, and I believe we just really have to look at it as more than one way to skin the cat. And there are people out here who are putting their life on the line. It's just not that many. And what we have to start doing, because a lot of times I notice it was a lot of the friction on, I'm new to this Twitter space thing. A lot of the friction and a lot of fighting amongst ourselves and not really realizing who the real enemy of the situation is. And what he was saying about a lot of things get us off track. A lot of this, what we have to understand, is done on purpose. Black people are fighting for their basic survival. And it's the reason why they live paycheck to paycheck. And the reason why, the projects, the housing, the education, the medical, that is done on purpose. And that's done to keep them on the hamster wheel. And although some people have made it off the hamster wheel and made it in these different arenas and different areas, and they got a little notoriety, but the majority of us have not. And when he said about the education, I'm one of those educated people, I apologize, who made it off. But when I was in a situation where it was, I decided to put my life on the line. I didn't do that because I thought it'd be a good idea. I just knew I was willing to die for my people, and what was done wasn't right. And at the end of the day, there are people out here who are willing. It's not a lot, but a lot of times the circumstances, it's like that for a reason. So we have to be very, very mindful when we fight in these little battles that we have. I don't want people to think that it's incidental or it's accidental. It's not an accident. It's done on purpose. It's just about what we do, with the Black Wall Street. A Black Wall Street could be it's 2022. You sending the richest man to the moon and he buying Twitter, and you telling me the Black people with the highest economy that we can't get a Black Wall Street together? We can. I don't know why the people are thinking about, not thinking about getting it done, but it's stuff that can be done. But it's the fighting for the everyday survival things. And we just have to be mindful of that. And I just want to give a shout out to DJ, because in my fight for everything I'm going through, and Mr. Total, literally, I don't know what to do to try to get my story out. Every time I turn around, I'm talking about it. Yes, I'm talking about it because, God forbid, if I come up missing, I don't want nobody saying, what nobody knew. I let everybody know, listen, I filed a lawsuit against the entire branch of government, and I am not going to kill myself because people be following me. And I want to give a shout out to Newstoter for helping me, because it's been, I don't even think it's been 2 weeks, but DJ's been giving me so much support and talking to me and just helping me to try to get the point out there. It is people out here that's doing it. It's just we don't control the media. So white media is not going to put the fact that I'm suing the entire branch of government out there. I have to depend on Black media to do that. That's why every chance I get, I donate, even though I don't have a job. But I'm making sure I donate because I know how important it is for that voice, because it's a lot of things being done out here that they don't want to put it out there. And I do want to thank you for the support, because, like I said, as a Black woman in America, they say Black women are not protected. I have never seen you in person. We just born from the same city. We love our city. Brick City, stand up. And you have supported me in my fight. And although I'm not finished, I'm just getting started. I'm literally put my life on. I don't say that lightly. That I put my life. You go to my page, you'll see the news article. They literally got the hit out for me. Literally saying, get her by any means necessary. We want to shut her up. They don't want to get out what I'm doing. And my solution to the problem is, I'm filing this lawsuit, and I got 5 pending legal actions against you for being racist and not liking Black people. But I'm also going to go another way around it, because my life is precious. I'm important. And I'm not just going to stand up and just take your shit just because you're giving it to me. So I just appreciate you, and appreciate you, Newstoter, for having my back as a Black woman in this world, when I don't feel like I have any support and I don't know what to do, and I'm worried about my kids and our safety. There are Black people out here who support, and I do appreciate the support from you too. And I thank you for that because, again, it's a lot going on, but I thank you and I appreciate y'all. And again, Black people, we do love each other. We do love hard. We do have each other's back. We just have to start putting those things into action because we do talk about it, but we need to start being about it. And I'm trying to do it for my people so in generations to come, they can say, damn, look what she did for us. Because I know I might not get the credit for it now, but I'm not doing it for the credit. I'm doing it for the change. And as long as things change, if you're a Black person and you got a case in Middlesex and you feel like you were treated differently because you're Black, you can file the paperwork to try to get some justice because look how they treat the employees. And that's the bigger picture, so I appreciate you too. I just wanted to let y'all know that. Thank you. I'm in my plane.
And I definitely appreciate all the support you've been showing, just from the support to the donations and everything else that you've always shown. And if anybody has not, you go to Newstoter.com right now, you can see that I pinned that article that she's talking about. Her article is pinned on the front page of Newstoter.com. So we definitely support this system. We definitely we're here to try to help her as much as possible, and that's what the new Black media is for. We're for the underdog. We're for the ones that don't have a voice. So it's not always, like I told you before, what mainstream America misses, we try our best to cover. Can we cover every story? No. But we try to do our best. We try to go out there and compete and fight for you guys and whatnot. And that's why I say, if you can't donate on Cash App $1, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Go ahead. And I know we have all of this stuff. I didn't mean to put all of this stuff in the Jumbotron tonight, but I wanted you guys to be able to find the YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So next time I'm probably going to I want to just have Marcel stuff in the Jumbotron, but everybody, like, they added stuff, which, I understand is how it's done and whatnot. But I definitely want you guys, so you can make sure you went to Marcel's page and go ahead and donate to him and follow us on YouTube. Like I said, you don't have to contribute money because you may not have any money, even $1. I mean, things are tough now. But, go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter, which is free. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have $1, go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter. I also want to thank Brother Moku and Eugene for their contributions on Cash App. But if you don't have it, go ahead and subscribe. It is free to follow us on Twitter. It is free to take this link and go to Facebook and follow Black Culture Newsroom. That's free. The newsletter is free. Follow us on Twitter is free. To visit the site every day is free. You don't get charged to go to the site. It's free. It's free content. So go ahead and support us. Like I said, we need eyeballs on content. And like I said, we got to support this sister. This sister always shows love, always shows support. She's going through it. And we're going to be her voice as much as we possibly can and whatnot. Now, like I say, she was supposed to be the absolute last person to speak tonight. So Mr. Engaging and Black MacGyver, we're going to probably go ahead and end on that note. Because like I said,
I just have a brief question, just like for 2 seconds. I just wanted to ask, are you still looking for writers and stuff? I got a college degree. I got a bachelor's and stuff. So I wanted to put my degree and stuff to good use, family. That's what I want to, I do have other media outlets. I do have stories that do need to be addressed in Connecticut. But I talk about it from a civic perspective. That's my lane. Everybody got a lane. So I would love to write some commentary, write some articles, and just support your platform as well.
I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead and DM me. Most of our news is curated, but Sister Latagia, she went ahead and she posted an article and stuff like that. Like if there's freelance writers out there that want to get their stuff published or whatever, as long as everything is straight, they got the image they want to have, and it's been proofread and whatnot. Hey, go ahead and contact me. Let me know when you got it, your article or whatever. And hey, I love the support, man. That's what I'm here for. I'll do that. Like I said, we curate. So I don't write the articles myself. It's all curated news. But I have had in the past people reach out about putting an article on there or putting a post on the site. So, it's
I have written articles. I have articles in other Black publications as well. In the state of Connecticut that I've written for on Black issues and such. So I do have a credible standing when it comes to that type of stuff, respectfully. So that's the reason I just want to add. I just want to add more to it because the more platforms I'm able to work with, the more I can get the information out in Connecticut, and the more people that are aware in our community.
And that's great because I don't have any Connecticut sources up there. I got sources in Florida. I got sources in Georgia, Dallas, California, New York. I'm missing Texas. I'm missing some places right now because my mind's all over the place. But yeah, that'll be great to have another source up there. So,
News, I just wanted to say to make this fight easier, y'all, and to get a head jump on independent black, we gotta support black farmers. It'll make this fight so easier, because if we got black farmers, I mean, we gonna feed ourselves. That's pretty much it, for real. And a lot of these Ukraine immigrants is coming through Alaska. I got people up there that's witnessing this stuff. They coming through Alaska and near any good source of water through, small democratic cities that don't know no better. So I appreciate you, Newstoter, and everybody on the panel. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for letting me speak.
And I also want to thank Aunt Lai for her contribution on Cash App again. Like I said, this sister continues to support no matter what she's going through. And like I say, I just have to tip my cap to her. Aunt Lai, even though we tweeted your tweet out yesterday, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to tweet it out tomorrow as well, too. So I'm going to start tweeting it out more and more and more. And then I'm going to also do a quote tweet just to let people know. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this out there as much as possible. I know I had posted it. I tweeted it. I got it pinned on the front of the Newstoter.com. So also, everybody that's in this space, anybody that's going to listen to the recording, make sure that y'all go to Newstoter.com every day, once a day. Just go there one time a day, spend a minute on the site and leave. That's all I'm asking. Help us build this content. Help us build this platform. It's black owned. It's powered off of black content. Newstoter.com is the largest black owned platform news aggregator in America today. We don't play. Like I say, by the end of this week, by Friday, we're going to have over 100 posts on Twitter, news articles exclusively from the site. You guys click it, go there, read, find what you like, go ahead and retweet it. Just continue to help us grow. We just hit 7,000 followers today. So help us grow, help us get larger. My goal is to hit 10,000 by at least the end of next year. So we're going to keep doing these Twitter spaces. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep connecting with y'all. We're going to keep putting this content out there. We're going to keep holding these spaces. We're going to keep doing this news and stuff. DJ, I know you got your hand up. I'm going to let you say your last word, and I'm going to close it out.
Now, just real quick, everybody go up in the Jumbotron and hear my sister, Unlaw's story. It says Dirty Jersey, hear my sister's story, and I, tweeted it out like that. I would need all y'all to retweet that because, my sister's story is real, and I'm doing all I can to support her, and we appreciate her for coming up here and, putting her story out there. Because we get ostracized as black people every day in these WPIs, white public institutions. I've gotten fired from prejudice stuff. I ain't even had nothing to do with it. And when the evidence came back that I was exonerated, they still found a loophole to fire me. So it is what it is. We on our own out here. I'll yield right there, though, Tyler, for a minute.
Absolutely. This sister, she's fighting she's fighting the criminal justice system here in America, the most corrupt, powerful criminal justice system on the face of the earth. So we have to show her some support. We have to show her some love. And like I say, she knows she has a home here with Newstoter. And if any of y'all also have a story that you want published or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I normally don't do because we're a curation site, but we're gonna start reaching out to people more and more and more and more and more. So we're just trying to do our thing. So I want to go ahead and I want to thank everybody who came into the space tonight. Once again, we had a great space yesterday. We had great spaces last week, and we continue to have great space with great content, great discussions. I want more and more of y'all to participate in the discussion. I know some of y'all just want to come in and chill, and that's cool, that's fine. But hey, if you got something that you want to say, go ahead and say. Right here, this is an open space. We don't shame people. I go ahead and I don't just hit the mute mic. As long as you're not being disrespectful to somebody, we pretty much go ahead and let you build, go and do your own thing or whatever. Like I say, support the platform. Please support Mr. Marcel Dixon in his pursuit of knocking off James Clyburn and shaking up the entire industry, shaking up the entire political sphere in this country. Please go ahead and support this brother. He's from the grassroots. He has done a marvelous job, a tremendous job of getting his message across. He has inspired us. He has showed us what is possible. We love this brother. We support this brother. We want nothing but the best for this brother. This brother has a chance to help change the landscape We can only do this one stone at a time. He can be one of the foundations to help us lay it down for this next generation, for this next movement. So please go out there and support Mr. Marcel Dixon. If you guys have $1 or $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 to spare to send to his campaign, please go ahead and send it to his campaign. Help him out as much as possible. Tomorrow we're going to all be waiting by our computers and everything else to see exactly what's going on. What's the chances? How's he doing? We're going to be having our fingers crossed, praying. People just going to be up here just, just on pins and needles, and I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see what's going to go on tomorrow. And once again, I thank you guys for coming out. If you have not followed, please go ahead and follow. Also, if you guys have not, please follow the YouTube channel. We're trying to get that YouTube channel up. We're trying to do everything we can to try to get it some attention. Follow the Black Culture News Facebook group that we have in the Jumbotron. I know there's a lot of stuff up there, so I'm not even sure where it's at. And if you guys have at least $1, if you got $1 that you like to contribute to Newstoter, please, that's $Newstoter. Once again, that is $Newstoter. I want to thank everybody who came out in the space tonight. I want to thank all of our speakers. I want to thank everybody who shared and retweeted this link out to their followers. And once again, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to see what time. I'm not sure if we're going to do an early one. We may do one at 6:30, or we may do our regular time between 8:30 9 o'clock. We're still looking for the topic. And depending on how everything goes tomorrow, this may be a follow-up. This may be Marcel versus Jim Clyburn part 2. So you guys just pay attention. Look out for the tweets. And once again, thank you for coming in and sharing this space and sharing your time with us, and appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow. God bless everybody, and see y'all tomorrow. Y'all be good. Y'all do what you do. And once again, go ahead and put the information out there for Marcel. If you know anybody in his district, tell them to go ahead and vote for Marcel. Vote for Marcel. And go ahead and share this space also as well, so any of your followers who may not have been here live can get a chance to hear the actual recording. And once again, this is Newstoter signing off. I appreciate you guys for coming through, and we will talk to you tomorrow with perhaps a part 2 of this. Thank everybody who came out tonight and who supported this Twitter space.
Appreciate you, Tata. Hey, Black Love Reparations up. Support Marcel. Go make that donation.
Absolutely. B1, FBA, and then Hot Tide family to everybody in the spot.